to your butts.
Oh, great.
Welcome, everybody, and good evening to another exciting episode of Storm King Sunder, right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful dungeon master for the evening. Yes, you can believe that, I promise.
Put your hands up in the air. So you're not crossing anything.
I am not crossing my fingers.
Okay.
There's no... I don't know. There's no crazy stuff going on over here behind the green screen.
Okay.
I noticed how his eyes are heavily squinted. I think he's crossing his eyes, man.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody. We are at episode 98 of Storm King Sunder, and yeah, our group is headed to an ancient dragon's lair. The ancient dragon that's been behind this whole epic adventure from the very beginning. But first, some quick announcements that we go and thank some of our backers, supporters, and sponsors for this evening. We want to thank Twitch, Streamlabs, Team MZ, Many-Sided Dice, and Little Dragon Corp for all their support. I actually got some Little Dragon Corp dice in my hand. I got from my Proficiency Bonus Secret Pal for Christmas, and I'm super stoked about these. These are awesome. They're like my favorite color, and they're like a teal, and they're really nice. So you need to go ahead and type !Little Dragon in the chat, and you can go get some of these bad boys and order them. And you can use the what
coupon code bonus.
Oh yeah. Don't forget that coupon code for 10% off of your order. Yeah, these are really pretty. I like them.
I was just gonna say, Victoria was telling me the reason she got you that color is to represent the tears of your players from the long games you play.
That is amazing. Thank you, Victoria.
Oh,
Thank you, Victoria.
Yes.
So good.
That
I
is
like died
legit.
when she's like, I thought about red, like for the blood of the players he kills, but he's not like that. He doesn't kill his players, so it's tears. He makes his players cry.
I don't outright just kill my players. I just make them suffer for long periods of time.
So it's just
He doesn't
all
kill, he
the-
destroys.
it's just hope.
No, this is amazing.
You gotta
I'm
understand
holding
RPM.
your tears in my hand. That
God damn it.
that makes this so much more meaningful. I'm glad that you told me that, because that
She
really
just
does.
told me this last night, and I died. I'm like, I have to tell him.
Well, it's my favorite color too, so it's brilliant. Like
Aw.
it matches me perfect.
His
so.
favorite color is the color of our tears.
Tears. Yeah, confirmed. It's canon.
Twitch, I tell you now,
Love this
merciful my ass.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt. It's my favorite color. The colors of your tears. That might be the episode title.
The color of the
no.
fire.
Okay, Sarah, I think we're doing that.
Awesome. Well, quick. I know it's been 2 weeks. We were off for the break. A really quick recap to get us into tonight's session. The group spent a little bit of time with King Hecaton in Maelstrom, getting prepared, talking about a plan to go after Iymrith, the ancient blue dragon who had posed herself as a storm giant and wormed her way into the court as kind of like a surrogate mother, so to speak, to the children once their mother, the queen, Neri, had passed. Was able to infiltrate and create this disruption and conflict from within the giant court. And now Hecaton wants this dragon dead. And he is armored up and he's ready to go. You guys spent some time eating with the giants. You guys flew across all of the north on the backs of a few rocks, large monstrous birds. And you're making your way, meeting Crowan Valharo, just south of the Dwarven ruined city of Azkor. And that was the plan. I know, Molfin, you said that you wanted to stop at a larger city and purchase gemstones. We don't need to roleplay all that out. We can just say you made a quick stop, you cashed in, just take that amount of gold pieces off of your character sheet, and you transferred it into some spell components that you needed
Could I also do that for spell components if I need anything?
Yes, if you are in need
same.
of spell components, you're passing pretty much every some large cities that would be able to help you. You can cash in some gold to get those. We don't have to role play all that out.
Yeah.
Because
Because
basically
it's literally just spell components.
it's literally just.
Would
spell
we have been able to find like a lawyer who could write a will?
If
Get it notarized?
Lachlan, you could get a notarized will if you'd like at one of the towns.
Our property goes to Diana's mother.
While they're out purchasing their gemstones, you're off at the lawyer getting your will notarized and, officially, and make sure you ink and sign the document. Are you going to keep that on your person at all times? So okay.
Because I need to get stuff for heroes. That's good.
Okay, folks. So the story is told. As you guys are flying towards Azkor, you are, after several days of travel on the back of these birds, you guys are starting to get rather sore and your muscles are cramping up. It's been extensive travel this way, but the birds fly relatively fast with these massive wingspans. They can cover a lot of ground very quickly. You guys can see that there is a small plume of smoke that rises from a nearby lighted forest area. As you approach, I think Callista's group would have been there first, because I think Mulfin went to get Harshnag.
And he had to deal with Gum Gum.
And Gum Gum and all that. So I believe...
They've probably, even with the stop, they've probably got like an hour or two.
I was just going to say the same thing, like an hour, 2 tops.
Yeah, so...
I don't think it would take that much longer.
What we'll do is we will pick it up with Mulfin's, your bird is arriving, seeing this small plume of smoke in the location that you guys were told to meet. And the bird sets... are you riding the bird that's like the...
We're riding the one that Callista
had. The one that's like actually like a little figurine, basically. A magical figurine. So it makes its way down into the forest, where you can see there is a campfire set up with several canvas tents and other things of that nature. Well, probably more like different leather tents and things like that. As you guys approach, you can see that your other group has already arrived, and King Hecaton is there present. You also notice that Crowan Valharo is there, adorned in his robe with many patches, and wielding a staff that seems to be a beacon of fiery light at the top of it. You can see that there are several others that are there. You can see there are a few members of the Seven Snakes, and a familiar white dragonborn with his massive collection of things on his massive backpack that he has behind him. And you can see that there is everybody kind of getting together, and it looks like everybody is just catching up with one another as you arrive, Mulfin. I think Ashlyn was with you, Mulfin?
Yep.
And Harshnag.
It's Harshnag, Ashlyn, Galvin.
Oh yeah, Ashlyn's
Ryle.
boyfriend came too, and Raud's with you as well.
And Raud,
Boy, that's
And
one crowded rock.
And Mulfin would have been talking to Ryle about spell combinations at points throughout the trip.
Okay. Anything in specific?
Different ways that if we can get to a point where we can cut the dragon off on a way to set up Wall of Force.
So you want to trap it?
That is the rough idea, but leave about a 5-foot gap, so the smaller folk can still sort of get in and pepper things over at it, but not enough that the beast can walk around.
Harshnag, kind of overhearing your conversation as he's like towering above you on this bird as you guys are flying. One thing to consider is that the thing did burrow itself out of a mountain.
Bloody hell. Hadn't quite thought of that one.
Hey, Horsnag, using head finally.
Wolfen's just gonna sort of rub his temple and look around and hoping no one just noticed that he got outsmarted by.
Ryle looks at you, Mulf, and he's like, "It's okay. I won't tell anyone."
Perhaps your daughter can help us. Just something to keep it stationary for a few moments.
Yes. I'm sure Callista will probably have something. She's always got something up her sleeve.
This is true.
So I don't like casters. They always have something in their sleeve. I never do. So.
It's a
You
wand,
don't
then
need
a
to
flower
run
pops out the
around
end of it.
circles around that dragon. You're good.
I just always have speak with nature prepared as a druid. You know, that's really helpful. Speak with the
Talk to the plants. Hey guys.
All right. So you guys approach, having a little bit of this conversation. You guys arrive in Ascor. Molfin, as you get off of the rock, you can see that Crowan Valhero starts to walk towards you. He approaches. How was the journey?
Let's just say I'm not going to sit down for a few moments.
Fair enough.
Walking around grabbing his butt.
And I would say you guys arrived probably like midday, so probably like just after lunch. There's probably like still some food like left over along the campfire that you guys can kind of pick at and approach.
Ooh, I'm in there.
So just probably some kind of wild game or something that's been cooked on the fire. And, but right now it's you guys here at this camp with all these gathered NPCs that you guys have met with over the course of your travels. What would you like to do?
Molfin's looking around. There's no one unexpected here, right? It doesn't look like anyone's wearing Lord's Alliance colors.
No, pretty much everybody that Crowan said that would be here is here.
Okay.
There's no additional people here.
Okay.
I think Crowan, knowing what you guys are capable of, wouldn't want to risk any of potential Harper agents. And he potentially doesn't have anybody he feels is strong enough other than you guys to be able to handle this. He wouldn't just throw somebody into an ancient blue dragon's lair.
What about his bait?
What about his...
No, wait, that was evil. Wait, that was one. Someone in the lair is bait. Is evil. Okay, never mind.
You had a little Molfin stuck in your brain there. For
No. I'm flying with you too long. Uncle Molfin.
Molfin is gonna, as we land, is going to immediately go looking for who's ever in possession of the bag of holding to obtain the ivory horn out of the bag of holding.
Lachlan has one, or did Lachlan give one back to me?
I forget.
I think you have one, and I think it's Callista has the other one, I think.
Okay, yeah, there's nothing.
I don't know if
left
you
to
gave
hide.
the other bag back to Lachlan.
Lachlan the Legendary! It's
In
you!
the flesh.
It really
In
is
the-
you! And you see Sarvin run up to you and just give you a big bear hug. Like,
a little lighter.
oh, it's so,
my eyes are gonna pop out.
so good to see you again.
You have a track record of that.
He taps you on the shoulder a little bit. And look, you remember our friend here, Jolin. And then you see the little halfling. Hey, Lachlan.
Oh, what's he doing here? He's gonna die.
He'll be fine.
You know, you should see what I can do now. You know, Sarvin's been teaching me a lot of cool things. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with this bow now. I mean, and I wasn't gonna just let you guys like walk into this place by yourself. I mean, you guys saved my grandfather and I from all those orcs way back when. I mean, least I can do is help you.
Oh yeah, we got you.
You were very respectful with your grandfather, of course. Yeah.
Under a tree. Under an orange tree. Because we respect.
Very uncomfortable situation there.
I will pull out 2 poison arrows, give one to each of them.
Oh, what is this?
It's a poison arrow. First one's free.
Free? Oh, I like free.
Yeah.
Well, Lachlan, just tell me some of your stories. What have you done since the last time we've seen each other?
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy, it's that might take a while. We should get some drinks around here. That said, I met an old friend of yours.
You have? I don't seem to recall having a lot of friends, but who might I ask?
The beholder that was missing an eye.
No.
Yes.
You ran into him?
Well, we did more than run into him.
So you believe me now?
I always believed you, Sarvin.
I knew you did. I just wasn't sure about the rest of them.
They didn't. Not until we splattered that beholder all over his headquarters. Oh, but
You took him out.
we did.
Lachlan, you truly are legendary, my friend. We should celebrate.
We should.
Oh, what? You know what? I'm gonna be honest. Thank you for seeking me out. I'm so excited to get to help you in this endeavor. But next time, send me something better than these 2 jabronis to bring me back to. They don't know anything about the North. It just seems crazy. And he just kind of like storms off, walking towards the fire. And you look right at Brock and Brantley, and they're both just like shrugging.
Well, it's like when your 2 groups of friends meet at a party and it doesn't always, the chemistry isn't always,
This is like 10 groups of our friends meeting all
Yeah.
So Molfin heads to Callista to get the bag of holding.
So I think you would kind of find Callista off by herself at the moment. She's doing something that you probably haven't seen her do before. She looks like she's meditating. And she's sitting in like a bed of forget-me-nots, which she druidcraft, and sitting in front of her is the pendant of Illustri. Not there, just focusing.
Molfin's gonna very, very quietly, excuse me, do you have a brief moment?
Oh, you're back.
Yes, just a few moments ago.
Oh, okay, good.
Before you injure me, I ought to say that he demanded.
What?
Molfin's gonna point over his shoulder to where Riled is.
Molfin?
I wasn't going to fight you.
What? And you thought bringing him and coming to see me was a better idea?
No, I actually only came to see you because I need something out of the bag. I was rather going to hide from you until I realized you had the item. But
Wow.
when we arrived to collect Hashnag, he requested to join the endeavor.
Of course I did. Of course he did. Why wouldn't you just tell him no?
Because I wanted to try this thing out. And he holds the staff of power up high above his head.
What are you doing here? What are you thinking?
My dear, you didn't think that you could do this without me.
And if you die?
I will die happy.
And I kind of gesture at his new legs.
But he looks down his legs, he's looking at the staff of power, and he kind of like running his hands through like a woman's hair on the back of it. It's just like,
okay.
Well, I will die happy.
I think that stick has gone to your head.
Power.
No, It's not this, Callista. It's... I'm not going to sit idly by when I know I have the power to help. You know,
This isn't
these...
isn't your fight.
Oh, it's not any of our fight. But look, we're all here anyway, right? We are here to help you, my dear. Because we trust you, we love you, we believe in you. See them? He like points to everybody like gathered around. You can see people laughing. Sarvin's telling a story to someone, maybe Ashlyn and Ashlyn's boyfriend are over there talking to Sarvin. They're just like
I'm introducing Galvin awkwardly to everyone.
you can hear Sarvin laugh about probably like miles and miles away. He's like smacks Galvin on the shoulder and stuff like that. They're all just like talking. Brantley and Brock they're over there talking, smiling with Joel and Orange Peel over there, and everybody's kind of getting along. King Hecaton is talking to Crow and Valharo as he's kneeling down by the fire, speaking to him, and it's an interesting scene of just all these friends who are connected through all of you for one purpose. And he looks back at you and he's like, you see, they all, like me, believe in you. And we're not going to let you do this alone. Because that would be foolish.
You're my weakness, Dad. You're my distraction. After watching Anna fall right in front of me and I couldn't do anything, you think I'm going to be able to go into this battle with you behind me and not focus on you? I know I can't stop you, but you need to stay back. I can't lose you too.
Callista, do you
Promise me.
Do you know how long I waited in the shadows for an opportunity to just speak to you? Do you remember? I've waited years. And if this is my last moment, I would rather spend it with you than sit here by some bonfire, waiting to get word if any of you will even return.
I'm just...
Just what?
I'm really scared, Dad.
Hey. You don't think I am a little? I'm just getting used to my old self again. But know this, if I go, and if I die, I will absolutely die happy. Because, well, maybe I'll even get to see your mother again.
You will.
So
I
would you
clearly get my
please?
stubbornness from you. Fuck.
he chuckles a little bit. He's like, he's holding the staff of power. Just please, can you let me fire off a big fireball out of this thing? I've been dying to do it.
Oh, fine. You can play with your new toy.
Yes! He starts kind of skipping away from you with his legs.
Her hair, like,
And he you can see him holding the staff. To feel that power, to feel that magic again. There's nothing like it, my dear. I know you know it.
You all drive me so crazy. And I just pick up the pendant and stand up.
Sarvin seems to take... He seems to like Galvin a lot more than he's like the other 7 snakes. They talk about their...
Galvin's a 7 snake.
No, he like they're talking about archery and like Galvin's showing Sarvin some of his arrows that he's made and things of that nature, and they're like kind of comparing things. Oh, no, that one over there, Lachlan the Legendary, gave me this poison arrow. Can't wait to test this bad boy out. Let's see how potent this.
First one's free.
And it looks like we've got Diana back, as she is with everybody here as well.
And I just want to put out a quick shout out. Dan on the Moon is back in chat, asked about his Nat 20, so I reminded him he does still have that Nat 20 for this week.
Yes,
Uh-oh.
Dan on the Moon. I believe your Nat 20 is it above this shoulder of mine? I can't. There's a green Nat 20. It's next to my
Yeah,
head.
It is
Right.
above your left shoulder, which is.
It's my left, my other left. It's up here. It's up here. One of these sides. Yes, Dan on the Moon, you have the Nat 20. So whenever you feel it is time to use it, let us know in the Twitch chat which you would like it to be used for. So it's in your pocket for this episode. Diana, is there anything that you would want to do here while you guys are kind of just having some downtime here after a long journey?
Preparing my spells mostly, and as I'm sort of preparing them, like doing a couple of prayers to Ilmater to just protect us all, bless us all,
Is-
let fate be
Is
on our
someone
side.
Spring bed?
Is somebody jumping on a bed?
Are they? That's the dryer. I was like, damn, you
All I
guys
hear-
do that.
we go back. We go all of a sudden. We just like flash back, and Gum Gum is like jumping on a bed back at your house.
Diana's mother's like, get down. Oh yeah, that's I'll go into a different room. I'm sorry.
You're
It's a small
fine.
apartment.
All right.
So you were just getting your spells done. You didn't have anything.
Yeah, I'm praying for us all.
Okay.
Praying for us
Prayer.
all.
Prayer is good right
Casual.
now. Prayer is good.
Super cash.
Anybody else? Any last things before? It looks like after lunch, Crowan and King Hecaton are going to probably get together and start a planning session with everybody.
Did Clarion show up?
Clarion did show up, actually, as you were having that conversation with your dad. The great form of this massive silver dragon flew overhead, did a quick flyby, and then transformed into his human form as he landed, and has been greeted by a couple of the other people in the group, and has made his presence known as well.
Okay.
So he is also present.
How many people total do we have here?
Yeah, like, did Gimbal show up?
Gimbal came in on a backpack that has this interesting clockwork bird on the top of it, and it was flapping its wings.
That's rad.
And he lands, and then the bird just like folds its wings up and just sits there on top.
Does that mean his other flying device broke after Moby tried to fix it?
You didn't help either.
I still have those screws in my bag.
Yeah, it seems as he has some kind of other flying device that he came in with. Yeah, you guys are all assembled. Avengers assemble.
Wolfman's going to spend the time to cast Fabricate and make a very rough sort of Molfen-esque shaped figurine with just like basically hands holding on to these different gemstones.
Okay. Fabricate, how long does that take? Is it like instantaneous?
I think it is an action or a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I don't think it's a long spell. Let me just check here. It takes 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay, so you're casting this spell, and you can see that the magic emanating from this... What was it? This ivory... Was it ivory horn or...
It was an ivory horn, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the magic is like glowing and glimmering. You can see that pieces of the horn are starting to remove themselves, like as this thing is kind of hovering in front of you as you're casting your incantations. While you're doing this, Sarvin walks up with a bowl in his hand, and he's got a spoon, and he's just like shoveling some food into his mouth, and he's just like standing above your shoulder while you're doing this and watching. He just looks at you. Then he begins to walk away a little bit, and I could have done better. Keeps walking.
I love that guy.
Wolfen in the back of his head as he's concentrating and doing this, just did himself. Probably right. Doesn't have to be pretty, just has to work.
Yeah, so while Molfen is casting that, you guys can see that King Hecaton, Crowan, Clarion, everybody's kind of starting to clear out a space over next to the fire. It seems like they're brushing some leaves away from the dirt. It looks like, hey, thank you so much for the follow. I don't have my Streamlabs open, so I didn't see who it was.
Arlolo.
Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate the follow. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the adventure. It's such a pivotal time in our.
Yeah.
They're preparing for battle.
Thank you.
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of brushing some leaves and dirt away from a flat area of ground in this campsite, and Crowan seems to be basically using some basically prestidigitation magic to start kind of like mapping out the area. Instead of just taking a stick and carving it into the ground, he's just using magic to do it for him. And he's marking the locations of both Azkor and where Hecaton had described where he believes Iymrith's lair to be located. So if you guys look on your map that's in front of you in Roll20, I've got you guys, I'll shift ping you one more time just so you guys are there. But basically, this is the layout. Azkor is a ruined Dwarven settlement that is basically right on the border between where the desert, the Anarok Desert begins, and basically what you guys know of the north begins as well. It's like the border. Not much is known of Azkor, other than it's an ancient ruin. Nobody knows what technically happened to it. There used to be a water source here at one point, and it's no longer present. But you guys have known through Crowan that he believes that the children of a blue dragon are using Azkor as their home. And then this lair seems to be probably like a little less than a day's travel northeast of Azkor. So you get kind of this basic breakdown of this location.
Okay.
So to deal with the children and then rest and then go after Mummy Dearest, or are we trying to bypass them and go straight after the mother?
Crowan looks at you, Molfen, and is just like, don't really know if the children even associate with their mother. It's hard to tell. I know they're close and local, but I don't know. Reading all the books of the dragons that I've read so far is much to know sometimes the offspring don't necessarily get along too well with the parents. They're all power hungry.
That's what we need, a rebellious teenage dragon to usurp her mother's throne.
Teenage dragon.
What about the two giants?
He just looks at you, Ashley, and he's like, okay, well, do you want to talk one into it? I surely don't want to.
No, wait, Ashley, I'm terrible with people. Wolfen, what about the giants? Would they be here? Should we tell,
No, especially not. It sort of like tries to very subtly tilt his head towards Hekaton.
Mm-hmm.
This beast invaded his home. We might be able to sway Harshnag to stay, but to put Harshnag up against 3 blue dragons alone. We do
Okay.
not know how young or old the children are.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. Okay.
Crow
It could be
and
hatchlings,
you guys
it could
just having
be-
this conversation like in the open? Are you guys in front of
Somewhat
everybody?
quietly trying to make sure Hekaton doesn't hear because I don't want him to
Yeah.
think I'm bad-mouthing him. but-
Okay, yeah, sure.
And I want Clarion in on this conversation.
Oh yeah, he's there. He's there, yeah. Hekaton speaks up and as I was scrying, I could see that the lair seems to be underground of sorts. There was tunnels, lots of sand, and I also saw the visions of some type of people. They looked as if they were half human, half snake, or something.
Oh.
They were all bowing before a
Again?
massive sculpture that appeared the same way. It appeared to have muscular arms, but the head of some kind of snake, like a cobra or something. Like that one's armor, and points to Lachlan. As Lachlan, you've just gotten suited up with your brand new expensive armor that Brock and Brantley had brought you.
Oh, that's
They had you
right!
custom made.
Yeah.
It's basically, statistically, it's the same armor, but it probably cost a
Yeah.
fortune more than what you were wearing.
Lachlan, you look badass.
Yes.
Does Molfin recognize the description that he's giving?
Make a Are you trying a description on the sculpture or the description of the people? He's gonna roll for it.
Sculpture.
The sculpture. Make a religion check.
Do I know anything about the people, the type of race?
You can go ahead and make a history check.
You're muted,
Sure.
Zoth. Zoth, you're
15.
muted.
15. Maybe not specific, Smolfin, but you do know that there are races of people that believe in gods, ancient gods that are snake-like. Most of the times they are evil-aligned gods. Based on the
Snake's a bit
description,
bad
you
rap.
don't really got a specific one in mind, but you know there are multiples. So it could be...
Molfin just gonna sort of look over at Diana. Evil snake god. Check.
20 history.
20 history. They're not very prominent here in the north, Callista, so you probably only read or heard about it a long time ago, but they're a race of people called the Yuan-Ti that
Jolt.
they're humanoid snake,
So many jolts.
and
Bad.
they're not too prominent here though.
Seems weird that they'd be here.
It seems weird, but then again, you guys haven't been to the Anarok Desert before.
Right.
So this might be closer to a territory that they call home. You're not 100% certain. But yeah, it's
Just wanted to see if Callista figured that what Christy figured.
yeah. It seems odd that they would, but you guys also know that from the books that Crowan had about dragons and things of that nature, and things of what you guys have studied or know so far, it's not uncommon for dragon to have devoted worshippers. You
Yeah.
guys know from the cultists that helped you out with, cloth,
Mm.
the good old snarl. So
Who he
So-
fake killed.
perhaps these
When
are
Wolfen
followers or
looked
cultists of hers. Go ahead.
Wolfen looked at me and said, "Evil snake god." So I didn't really.
Diana, in your studies, there is some descriptions of evil snake gods. One that kind of matches this description that you've read about would have been Dendar, the night serpent. It's a Yuan-Ti god that basically believes that Yuan-Ti are the upper echelon of all society, and pretty much death to the world. We are the true owners of this, of all of Toril. Very evil in nature.
Okay. Open, you're gonna love this. It's Dendar is the name. He is what was the name of the race again, Michael? What was it?
Yuan-Ti.
Yuan-Ti.
He's a Yuan-Ti supremacist, and he believes, and he just believes that the whole world belongs to him and should belong to the Yuan-Ti, and death to all others. So, pretty evil, generic evil god stuff.
Mhm.
Take over the world, kill a bunch of people.
Yep, take it for yourself. Evil.
Yeah.
Muted.
You terrified
What
him
was
so
that?
much it muted him.
Yeah.
But he can have what's left of it when I'm done with it.
All right. Diana's remembering that at some point she needs to drag Molfin to the garden.
Unfortunately, even with a 21 religion in this area, with Yuan-Ti being a very rare thing, even your books and your temples and stuff wouldn't have had a lot of information about this. You would have to travel somewhere else or find some other area that would have a lot of different knowledge and resources for this.
And they're supposed to be underneath her lair.
They seem to be inside it from what King Hecaton was saying.
Right. Right.
Cultists! Woohoo!
So, but that still doesn't answer. Are we planning on bypassing the city and just going straight for this lair? Or do we believe we need to go through the city to get into the lair?
We can go over the city to get to the lair.
I want to avoid the city, I feel.
Go
The
on a
lair
bear
is
hunt.
underground, so going over it won't help us.
We can go next to the city, and I'll sneak.
Crowan's... Why go near the city at all? I mean, we could fly around. We've got
That's what I just said.
We've got a lot of space out there. We have means of flight. We have a dragon. And he points over to Clarion. When we get close, I just don't know what is there. We've seen the inside, but we haven't seen the outside. To be honest, I tried to get close, but near the space, from what the king says, it just becomes veiled in dark clouds and storms of thunder and lightning. How do we even get close?
If we can get within 3 miles, I might be able to get a clearer picture.
Is it worth risking getting that close to just do a scouting run?
I don't know.
Area 51, they can't catch us all.
Just storm it.
Just storm it.
Naruto run.
Naruto run all the way. Yeah.
I cannot believe. It's viable. It's a viable plan. I believe we should avoid as much drama as possible and just go straight for the one dragon that we're after. You know, leave these cultists and these children to themselves. Avoid all other battle if we can.
So the children, the cultists, and potentially the giants are in Ascor. And then the dragon is in the dragon's lair?
No, the cultists are in the dragon's lair.
The last time that when King Hecaton scried to get her location.
Okay.
That's what he saw.
Okay, sorry.
But that was several days ago.
Yeah. Can we scry again?
I could attempt it if you'd like.
Maybe we should do that because things
There are
move.
possibilities that she will detect the scry, though.
Oh.
That kind of blows our cover, right?
Oh, she would know that I was looking for
She
her.
already knows we're coming for her. She's not stupid.
We've got a giant bonfire. I mean, come on.
This is true, but if she is underground, she wouldn't be able to see the smoke.
She could smell the smoke. It's pretty smoky.
And you're
around here.
and you're still like 30 miles away from the
Oh,
lair.
okay.
So you guys are probably within maybe 5 miles of the city of
Could we
Ascor.
scry on Ascar and not the lair? Because chances are she doesn't go to Ascar if her lair's right there. And see who's in Ascar. Cool.
So I would need something that I know in order to scry on it.
Oh, okay. Can't you teleport into the 5th dimension by now and go walk in there and just poke your head around?
Yes,
I do,
but-
if I do that, there's always a chance that it's going to be me coming back out.
True.
You remember what happened the
Okay.
last time? It wasn't me.
Well, I just put you in a bag and you killed my cat the time before, so yeah, okay, gotcha.
Too soon.
Yep.
I brought the cat back.
You did! I told you not to, but you did, so thank you.
Speaking of, and I kind of look at Clarion. How are Cleo and Salim, by the way?
Oh, they're just
Yeah, how are our children?
they're just fine. Can't say the same for myself. And he looks and looks like one of them like pecked at his hand a couple times or something like that. It's-
That was probably Salim.
They may listen to you, but they didn't
That's my
really
boy.
didn't really listen to me all that well. But oh well, it is what it is.
Sorry.
Clarion speaks up and he talks to Crow and he's the children. Do you know anything about them, like ages? And Crowan looks back at Clarion and says, "Well, I can tell you they've probably seen at least 300 years."
Damn.
And Clarion kind of
That's not like infant baby, no.
The little
No,
whippersnappers
just a
compared
young
to
adult,
Gramps.
right?
No.
they're probably adults, but young adults.
Adult?
Yep.
Young
Oh.
adult? Yep.
And he says there are 2 of them.
Okay.
Oh. We can take them.
But that
Okay.
would take a lot of time and resources.
Exactly. So would that mean that we would then would we then rest after? Like, let's say we needed to fight those 2 dragons.
Clarion
here's the question.
kind of stands up and he's like,
2.
"But that might take too long, and she already knows we're coming."
True.
She
Yeah.
does already
Correct.
know.
And if she is watching and does care for her children, or perhaps she doesn't care and is just watching and laughing,
Why would you
once
keep
we are
so close,
weakened
though?
and the fight is over,
Are
would
the
there
2
be much
dragons
of a
twins?
chance for-
Crowan looks and I'm not 100% sure. They could be.
Probably litter mates.
Like, I wonder if there's any connection to the, storm giant twins or sisters or whatever.
Oh. There's a
17
thought. But the king doesn't know that his daughters are trifling.
Oh yeah, we gotta keep that on the.
That's on the down low.
The king looks down at Lachlan's like, whatever.
Said warm
Are,
You could only
are
step
the-
on us.
Why does
Do
this
you
one
know-
speak mumbo jumbo all the time?
Corin, do you know if they're male or female? Have you gathered any information?
I'll be honest, I didn't want to get that
Names?
close.
Okay.
It's like a chicken. You have to like.
you see the lightning shooting across the sky. You just
Right, fair.
You just teleport away.
That's
That's what you do.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think we go straight for the lair. She already knows we're coming. She's going to expect us. This is not going to be a surprised ambush. She's expecting us. She's just waiting. I don't know what else she's doing there or what else she has planned, but she's not dumb. She knows we're coming.
So do you want to still bypass Ascor, like fly over it?
Yes,
until
that-
it's-
I feel like we need to.
Okay.
So we're gonna fight a dragon in her lair?
Yeah, that seems
Do
unwise.
you have a better idea?
I mean, she has to
Draw
go out
her
at some point,
out of
right? To like.
Lair.
Not necessarily. She has an army of cultists within.
We could use
She
her
has
kids for a
magical
trap.
We
capabilities.
could use our kids for a trap.
I mean, that's kind of.
Sarvin looks at Lachlan's like, I've been in a dragon's lair before, Lachlan the legendary.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Oh, it's a breeze.
Well.
If we catch her sleeping, it'll be even better.
Ooh. Are dragons nocturnal or diurnal? Clarion?
Clarion?
Diurnal?
He looks at you and he's like, I sleep when I get a chance. I mean,
Oh, well.
Let us just go. We're not doing any purpose here.
Well, before that,
What if she has lair actions?
What's a lair
what
action?
is this lair
Oh, I
action
read-
you speak of?
I read some books of-
It's when you bring someone to your lair and you get some action.
If she's looking for some lair action, we have a perfectly eligible gnomeling right here.
Wait, what?
No one.
Oh, so
Don't do
Callista,
cast Heroes
Callista is
Feast.
preparing the hero's feast for everybody.
Ooh.
As
But-
Callista starts casting that, Molfin is going to immediately start casting contingency.
What does that do?
I am preparing a spell that will last for 10 days and triggers at a specific thing
Okay.
that I set.
Oh.
And I can only do 12 creatures, so it's going to be the 5 of us plus those people. Harshnag, Riled, Sarvin, Galvin, Crowin, Hecaton, and Clarion.
Aw, Galvin. Maybe shoot something.
Yeah, so wait, list those individuals again that we got. Will you write them? We gotta write these.
Yeah, I already
down.
wrote them
They're in
down.
chat.
I'll
Are they
give
in the
them in
chat?
Discord as well.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
It's in Discord. There you go.
So, all 5 of you, Harshnag, Riled, Sarvin, Galvin, Crowin, Hecaton, and Clarion are all indulging in the Hero's Feast. So you guys see this
Delicious.
elegant table just emerges almost out of the ground as Callista is casting this incantation. You can see the vines kind of wrapping around and forming this wooden table that's in front of you, filled with platters of delicious food. And
No.
you guys all
I'm making eye contact with Joel and Orange Peel while I eat like my cock of
Basically,
meat
what
or
it
whatever.
is there's like a really expensive looking like gem encrusted chalice that I put, and it kind of just spreads out from the chalice. Like all the food and all the table just flows out from the center of the chalice.
beautiful. I love it.
Cool.
And Callista basically tells there are individuals who can eat, and unfortunately, Jolin's just watching. He's got some drool kind of dripping off as he's watching
so
Lachlan
good.
eat.
Oh my gosh, this is the best meal ever.
I'm really sorry.
It's okay.
We're,
I brought a few melons with me.
There's
And
like
he-
4 people that don't get to eat.
He gets some of his orange peel melons out and starts munching.
Oh.
Okay, so basically that makes you you guys. I think you have to roll 2d10, and everybody increases their hit point maximum by that amount
Wow.
for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And you guys are
I was
also
like, Dan,
cured of all diseases and poison, and become immune to poison and being frightened. And you make all wisdom saving throws with advantage.
nice.
That is nice. So you guys all increase by 13 hit points for 24 hours. That is your
Yes.
maximum.
Yes.
And it is filling and delicious. What were you going to ask, Lachlan?
Dan in the Moon was asking if he can use his nat 20 on any roll or if it has to be during combat.
It can be on any roll.
Any d20.
You just have to remember that during combat, it counts as a critical hit. If you're doing like a skill check or something, you still have to apply your totals, because a crit on a skill check isn't necessarily an automatic
Necessarily, yeah.
success. It's only an automatic hit if it's used for a attack. So, cool.
So we all go up by 13.
All by 13. Advantage on wisdom saves. Immune to poison and being frightened. So you guys all feel much more confident after partaking in this meal. And although the only part of the plan that you guys really have set out is I think you guys are going to bypass Ascor and go right to the lair.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, there's just not much information on.
I think the plan is literally just we're literally taking the army van and we're just crashing in the door and just going right
Right in the doorway. You got it. You
Okay.
got it. That is the plan.
That's- I know that's what Hecaton wants, so Ulfman finishes his spell and y'all watch as he sucks this rather hideous looking sculpture, that little ivory statue that looks like a gnome holding a staff with one gem on top of it, a gem in the stomach, a gem in the other hand. Ulfman just takes that away and scrolls it inside his robes.
After the meal, Brock pulls Lachlan off to the side a little bit.
Mm.
And hey, Locke, I just wanted to thank you. You know, when we ran into each other at Mirabar, it was kind of strange. It was awkward. I got a broken nose out of the situation and everything.
Yeah. Haven't we all?
But I just wanted to tell you, I was doing a lot of nothing, and then you guys came along, and then I really got to do some stuff, and it was like, I know that I really, you know, I get a little frustrated, I get a little angry, I get a little nervous, I get a little scared sometimes, but you know, this has all been worth it.
You've been with us through thick and thin, and you know, you saw an opportunity and jumped on it, Brock. I don't know if I speak for everyone, but I'm certainly proud of you. We're lucky to have you.
You know,
Chest bump.
he gives you a chest bump back. He's like, well, yeah, just remember, man, I got your back.
All right, good to know.
And you know what? That was probably the best punch in the face that I ever got. And
I'm gonna put my hand down on his shoulder,
Oh,
on Brock's shoulder.
Oh, hey, hey.
And kind of just lean in close and be like, you would have gotten the hero's feast, but I owe Ashlyn a lot, and I need to keep her boyfriend alive for a while. Sorry, buddy. I just pat him on the back and just a little bit harder now that I see him like looking at his nose. I'm like a little smack.
As you smack him, he kind of holds his nose for a second. I was just, well, you know, I feel like I'll do what I can. You know, I'm a little bit better if I have a good place to hide, you know, but I'm sure we'll figure it out when we get there.
Yep. And if we make it out of if we all make it out of this alive, you know, we could have some real feasts.
You know what? I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Man, we're going after a dragon.
Yeah, in her lair. Yeah.
Does this seem crazy to you? I mean, it just seems
Absolutely
really
100%.
crazy. Like,
Idiotic, which is why I'm on board.
and this is that one that we saw before when we. Oh, wait a minute. Was I? Yeah, I think I got knocked out.
Sometimes it's better that way.
Yeah, I think so. It helps the fear go away, right? When you're not conscious. Oh well. Well, anyway, I just wanted to tell you thank you, Lachlan, and whatever happens, you got me. You got Brantley over there. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
See, Brantley's trying to have a conversation with Sarvin right now, but Sarvin's like, it looks like he's giving him a lot of trash talk.
Sorry.
Galvin shares a little moment with Ashlyn.
We might not make out of this alive. Don't want to die
he's
with
No.
the V card.
No.
Don't want to die a monk.
So he looks at Ashlyn and he's like, hey, Ashlyn, my dear, is, you know, what happens after this? I mean,
Well, we go back to Waterdeep, and we populate our house, not with children, with people. And, we coalesce as a family. A big, non-childbearing family, and we all love each other like people do.
Are you inviting me back to Waterdeep to live with you?
Oh yeah. Well, Sarvin too, but yeah, you too.
Sarvin all of a sudden just appears out of nowhere and taps Galvin on the shoulder. We could be roommates.
Yeah.
He hugs Galvin a little bit tighter, and then he just like pushes him and walks off.
Oh my god, that
Wait,
was so
Sarvin's living in the house now?
Well, what else
How many
you
people
gonna
are
do,
living in this
Lachlan?
house? I need so many extensions on this thing.
They better be paying rent.
He walks over. Actually, Sarvin walks over to Molfin and pulls out a little miniature carving, and he hands it over to Molfin. It looks different though. It's made out of bone. It looks as if it was carved from ivory. And it looks like Sarvin. What do you think?
Molfin looks up. You were right, yours is much nicer.
I told you.
Oh.
Humble too.
But
We'll head back over to him.
oh. He holds on to it, he looks at it, and he's like, I look forward to this with you.
It's going to be quite the story once it's done.
It's one that we will tell from the mountaintops. This group of, well, I guess you could say ragtag jabronis, all together, going after a dragon. This one I'm not gonna, and this one I'm not stealing from. I'm just gonna,
Pluck its tooth right out.
some reason I thought I just heard Lachlan back there talking, feeding me some good storytelling. Oh, I got an idea. We could pluck its teeth out. That's it. Just like that eye of the beholder. I just went in and I plucked it.
Whenever I saw that floating beast and it comment on a white dragonborn, I just sort of looks down, shaking his head.
Yeah, whatever those two tell you. And he points over to Brock and Brantley. The story is true. They were about to be swarmed by a bunch of saber-toothed tigers. But I, being with my keen eyes and sense of smell, knew they were coming. And while those two idiots were sleeping, I snuffed them out and took out the threat with just a few arrows. Where do you think I got the ivory?
How do you smell anything over the two of those?
That's it.
I don't think they bathed once.
And to be honest, I don't think they did. I never seen them bathe. That'd be kind of really disgusting anyway, but... You know what, Molfin? He taps you on the shoulder. He's like... So many stories to be told.
I'm just gonna reach up with his own hand, sort of clasp Sarvin's shoulder for a moment. And just make sure you come out of this one to tell it.
He winks at you, Molfin. I'm the king of the frozen far.
Yeah.
Exactly, I'd hate to have to go back home and tell them the king is gone.
I'm king wherever I go. And he just smiles, a big toothy grin, and just walks off. And then you hear Brantley and Brock in the background. There were no bodies to even prove it. And he's and as you're walking back, he's like, "Who do you think you got your breakfast, you fools?" He just keeps walking.
We're definitely gonna be fine.
Yeah, these aren't awkward goodbye moments at all. Yeah, we're so done. Okay. Yeah. We're dead.
Harshnag the whole time, like this has been happening, has been quietly over there just sharpening his axe. He looks dead focused, like he's staring straight forward.
Oh, that's right. He's gonna get his revenge.
Are you guys going this evening? Are you going to have a full night's rest and go in the morning? What is the plan on when this is all going to take place? Because if you left now, it will be dark when you arrive. If you wait till morning, it's going to be most of the day travel, but you'll arrive before it gets dark if you wake up early enough and head on out. So it's really up to you. Do you want to take a rest and attack during the day? Or do you want to leave immediately?
I could personally use a rest and prepare my spells for the morrow, personally.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think with some of our traveling companions, seeing in the darkness is not exactly easy for them.
Oh yeah, these jabronis.
Can they all fit at the dumpster fire with us? Well, except
You guys should not invite these guys. I know these guys do not.
Ashlin's there, like reworking the blueprint of the house to try to add bedrooms and stuff to invite everyone here.
I'm like, Galvin
You
might
don't
be
want to share a
doing
toilet with those
something.
guys.
Yeah. I don't have a door to my room.
So you got
Anything
to.
is a door, Ashlyn.
Ashley, gonna need to teach your boyfriend some parkour.
And that's why I put it on the second level, because I can parkour there. No one else
I
can.
am definitely taking watch tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take a watch too.
So
I'll take a watch. Can I watch with Callista?
Okay. Diana's gonna take a watch with
Yay.
Callista.
I'll take a watch.
Morphin will take last watch.
Okay.
I'll take second to last.
Crow and Valharo volunteers to take the last watch with Molfin. Sarvin volunteers to take a watch with Lachlan if Lachlan takes a watch.
Oh, fine, Sarvin.
Ashlyn, you
I'll
said
take
you
a
would take a
watch.
watch as well?
Yep.
Okay, Galvin decides that he's
Aw.
going to stay up
Okay.
and watch with you.
Okay.
And Harshnag is going to watch as well.
Aw.
Okay. So you guys can all go ahead and roll perception checks for your evening's
Oh.
watch.
Okay. When I'm doing
Ooh.
perception checks, I just want to make a note that she's using air elemental form to fly up and above to get a full bird's eye view of everything.
So how long can you stay in your elemental form?
Like
Like 8 hours?
8 hours
Okay.
or something.
So
stupid. Yeah.
basically, are you just going to kind of hover above the whole time you're on watch?
Yeah.
So you're not going to be really like sitting next to the fire with Diana. Diana will be
I
down
would
below.
I would spend time with
Let's-
Diana, but when I'm actually
yeah.
patrolling, I'm going to be in air elemental.
Well, damn it, says Diana.
My 10 is a 15,
Diana.
by the way. My 10 is a 15 because of reliable talent.
Reliable talent. Got it.
My
Yeah.
1 is a 6, because, you know, I goddamn know.
Okay, Callista, Diana, did you guys say you were taking first watch?
No, second to last.
Second to last.
So they're
Okay.
third.
Okay, so
I think I'm first.
so Ashlyn, Harshnag, and Galvin are taking first watch. Anything you would be chatting with your friends about here at the fire? Is there anything you wanted to say?
Just how excited I am to have them both come back to the dumpster fire, and I'm gonna like tell Harshnag all my plans, and Galvin how we'll somehow hook up a rope ladder so he can visit me, but he'll have to live in a treehouse or something, because I'm not ready to commit like that yet. And visit me. Rope ladder.
Excellent. So yeah, you give him the spiel. Harshnag kind of looks to you and say, well, maybe if there's a way we can have a place to throw some rocks.
Yes, the rock throwing contest. That's awesome.
Yes. No. Maybe we might need to build a bigger house Maybe we can get this dragon stuffed and take the whole thing back.
That'd be so cool.
Maybe make a nice chandelier out of it.
I like the way you think.
Sarshnag continues to talk about his destroying of this dragon.
Do we have the potions of giant strength still?
You do.
Alva?
Each of you have one.
Yeah. Right.
That allows you to
Those are
literally
giant size.
giant size. So you're literally a giant when you drink it.
Okay.
Okay. Honestly, for your 2 hours of watch, Ashlyn, as you're having those conversations, nothing seems to spook you or be out of the ordinary. And your watch finishes up, and I think it would be Lachlan and Sarvin. Was it Lachlan and Sarvin that were together?
Works for me. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sarvin.
Sarvin convinced Lachlan to take a watch.
Yeah, Sarvin
Yeah.
convinced me.
Something that his own family has been unable to do in months.
campaign.
Yeah.
I need my beauty rest, okay?
So, Lachlan, you're sitting out on your watch. Is there anything that you wanted to talk to or say to Sarvin?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm using minor illusion to give him the full play-by-play of the whole Aldok thing. You know, I'm, like pausing dramatically for the Fuego moment. Like I am giving him the, you know,
Excellent.
Fuego, like fire.
He like at times like he's trying to like touch the illusion and stuff, and like,
Yeah.
oh wow. Oh, if only I could learn some magic to enhance my storytelling a bit.
You're young. You've got a lot of time ahead of you,
Oh,
Your Highness.
well, this is good. This is great. So you put down the beholder. To be honest, I didn't even know his name.
Oh, it wasn't important enough. Just had that big eye you needed to take, right?
That's it. The thing kind of rotted and shriveled up after a while. It was kind of disgusting.
Oh, that's foul. Yeah.
But that was so you
You know-
got a fake eye, right?
That
And
was
it-
also bomb.
And it put it in its eye socket. Oh,
Yeah.
what a story! Wow, Lachlan,
Yeah, well, there's
you truly are legendary, my friend.
another beholder that's got a little target on his eye too. So
Oh,
maybe after this,
well,
you want to get a second eye?
Lachlan, I must say it's been quite a while since I plucked the eyeball right out of a beholder's head. But I'd be more than
Hero's Feast is kind of up here right now.
I'd be more than willing.
Nice. See you there.
All right. You're after just sharing those stories and having that conversation. You can see Sarvin was carving a little bit during the evening. It looks
Yeah.
like he's carving a piece of bone.
While he's carving, I'm working on my arrows.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead and you can make your roll for your arrows. And I believe probably your phase 2 because of several days have passed.
Wow. Yeah. I
that's what he
imagine.
said.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. So up to how many can you make? At phase 2
That's a
that I
great
sent you?
question. Phase 2 looks like up to 10
Up to 10.
arrows.
And you rolled at 25.
Oh, wow.
That is really good. I would say you probably get 9 poison arrows out of that.
Nice.
Jeez.
That's a very good rule.
I'll give Sarah another one, like, this is a batch.
Hey, is this one free too?
Yeah.
All right, he puts it in his quiver.
But if you get hooked, you know who your dealer is, okay?
Yeah, so your watch ends, not an issue. And it becomes third watch, which is Callista and Diana's watch. As Sarvin and Lachlan head to... Sarvin just kind of sleeps on a log that's like outside. He doesn't even go into a tent or anything. He just lays out there. But yeah, Diana and Callista, you guys are on watch, just starting the third watch of the evening.
I think Callista's pretty quiet and looks very nervous, especially now that Dad's here. She's still... He had his moment, but she still quite hasn't, like, settled down. If she was a cat, her fur would still be kind of bristly. Like, she's like, oh!
Diana approach Callista and just, are you okay, with everything?
Not really, but we don't really have a choice, and they were smart enough to come all the way here because they knew I couldn't send them back.
Yeah. Everybody loves to subvert your little rules.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
want to ask permission after they've already done it.
Easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yeah, that seems to be the case with this group.
Yeah.
Well, everyone will be fine, you know. I'll be here, you know. I'll have plenty of things that I can do to just protect everyone. So you don't have to worry too much.
Easier said than done.
True, but it's the thought.
How are you doing, though? I know we have a lot going on. The whole thing with your dad.
Honestly, I've been enjoying all of this. It's kept it completely out of my mind.
I figured.
I just worry about you, Ashlyn, you know, the nose. You guys have become my family, so I just don't want to lose anything. And do whatever it takes to not.
What's the plan? I don't want to lose anyone here. But us five especially.
Well,
Go ahead.
oh no,
I was just gonna ask if you wanted another distraction. I could take you up with me.
that sounds cool. Okay, I've never been an air elemental. That's like, what's that?
So you would basically be in my arms, but you can't really see them, but I would take you up with me and just carry you up.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
So you're gonna turn into an air elemental and then pick
I'm
her
going
up.
to turn it around.
I
And
can
take her
show
up.
you the world.
Shining, shimmering.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, so yeah, there's a very romantic
So that's how we do our
tornado
perception
ride.
checks above.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And Diana, your hair is just like whipping all around as you are being brought over top of the landscape. You can see, now that you guys are well elevated into the air, you can see that there's a nice clear night sky above you. But as you look towards the location that you guys are headed, it looks in the far distance, way off. It looks like, you know how when you're at the beach sometimes and you look off in the distance, you can see a storm just in the distance, this dark, gloomy space? That's what you see up towards where the lair is as you look up in that direction. Every once in a while, it's still very far off, but every once in a while you catch just a little flicker of light coming from beyond. Kind of like cracking lightning or something of that nature in the distance. You can't hear any rumbling thunder because you're still miles away, but you can see it as you're well elevated up into the sky.
Cool.
Your rest of your watch, as you guys are, as Diana's getting a joyride
I would
through
make
the sky.
sure that if she starts to get cold, I will bring her back down.
It
Oh,
is
Diana's not cold.
It is breezy.
lightning.
It is breezy.
lightning.
It's like being stuck in like a vortex of air as you're flying around. You land and your hair.
She's kind of like
your hair
I
is
feel
just
like
a
she's
mess.
kind of been resting on
Yeah.
top of me, so I don't suffocate her. So
Right,
she's
yeah.
kind of just on a bed of like a nimbus cloud.
Oh, absolutely.
I pictured you as like a mist.
Mhm. And as
I mean, air elemental can do anything. Yeah, I think she could.
yeah, you after your watch is in, you come back down. Diana's hair is a mess. Frizzied
rat's
everywhere. But yeah, you guys don't see anything other than that that could be of any danger to you. Nothing's coming near your camp. Just night sky and storms along the distance.
Before the other watches begins, Diana will lean in and give Callista a kiss.
What was that? I missed it.
I said Diana will, before the other watches end, Diana will lean in and give Callista a little kiss.
Oh.
Go, yeah. And then that's
returns
it. And then she'll dip out, go back to her tent. Be like, peace.
Peace. Just
Yeah.
a kiss and run.
Peace in the middle. Yeah, literally Diana's tactics.
That's very Diana.
That's very Diana. Since Zolkin.
That's how you kiss Zolkin too. You
That
kiss
is
him
how
and
she-
wanted to run.
Yeah. Diana's not good at it.
Oh wow, we're coming full circle, man. We're coming full circle. It's all happening
one
again. History repeats
Only for
itself.
Diana, this one won't steal her soul.
She already did.
God damn it.
The last watch, Molfin and Crow and Valharo sitting out by the fire for the last few hours. You seem to be, with that 6 that you rolled, you seem to be a little uneasy having Crowan out here. You've been more focused on him than you've been focused elsewhere. But he looks at you, Molfin, and he's like, so when all this is done, you and I are enemies.
It would appear so.
Why'd you do it?
The first part was to save my family. Then the second part was to destroy the creature that started it. But now it's gone further as he has now ensnared another one. So more power will be needed to destroy him and release her soul as well.
You know, there were so many who have tried to harness this power that have failed miserably and caused tremendous, and I mean tremendous, conflict among the whole planet. What makes you believe that you can control it long enough to see your plan to the end, Molfin?
And Molfin just looks down at the 4 tents spread around. It's these people. My great-great-grandson. The insane cleric who, for some reason, seems to think she can save my soul. My somehow adopted elven niece. Not quite sure how that worked out, but in Callista we have a shared bond in our hatred for 2 entities. And I am more concerned about letting her down than I am about my own well-being at this point. Plus, if things go well, especially with, and he'll sort of gesture over to wherever Hekaton is.
Yeah. Hecaton's probably sleeping outside somewhere because he doesn't have anywhere to fit that he can sleep.
With Hekaton believing that the Lord's Alliance was behind the death of his wife, thanks to people using their outfits. Well, we assume that they were not really the culprits, but they may have been. Is it not better for the world to have something else to focus on? Let Dagnabbit come looking for me. And her primordial.
Well, I hate to tell you, Molfin. Once this is all over, the only threat to the north is you. And all of us, Harpers, Lord's Alliance, it won't be just Dagnabbit. Even the Zentarum will be looking for you. What happens when you run out of places to hide?
Olfin just looks at him and just sort of taps the side of his nose a little bit. Well, given that we are going to be enemies in the near future, I suppose I should not give all my secrets away.
He kind of smiles at you. He's like, yeah. Well, that's why people like me exist. And you remember the motto, like, the reason that there are harpers is they're spies. You know, that's it. They gather secret information. That's what they do. Just seeing, you know, just testing you a bit.
I haven't forgotten everything. But it will be interesting nonetheless. The way I view it is, if people leave me alone, I'll leave them alone. If people don't leave me alone, well... And for the life of me, I cannot remember her name. Somebody help me out. What's the name of the creature we have in the flask?
Oh, Majera the Dawn Titan.
A Morphin will look right at Crowan. If people really want to start a fight, well, I'm sure Majera and I can come to some sort of an arrangement to deal with things.
Majera, what do you even... Are you talking about... What are you even talking about?
I am in possession of the Dawn Titan.
Why are you threatening him before battle?
The primordial from Gauntlgrim?
Yes.
They've been looking for that.
Yeah.
Oh, have they? I must not have known.
Oops.
You have it?
No.
Yes.
How long have you had it? Did you steal it?
Wild.
Well, considering it was being delivered by someone to fire giants,
My uncle.
we were hired to kill fire giants. Well, not hired, but charged with dealing with the giants. Proceeded to turn the fire giants against their delivery boys and steal the Titan. And it is squirreled away somewhere safe. So long as nothing happens to me.
He kind of looks down, and you can see a bead of
Shall we
sweat.
just
You
say-
see a bead of sweat like roll down his dark-skinned face, and he's
on
like,
our side right now.
Shall we just say it's
"Mofin,
contingency plan?
you
Fuck.
contingency.
That's the contingency.
That is your contingency plan." He doesn't-
Yo, I got a nuke.
he-
Oh my god.
he wipes the bead of sweat off of his brow, looks at you, he's like, Muffin, you wear the arm of a demigod. You wear the shroud of thousands of tormented, trapped souls. And you currently are in possession of a fire primordial demigod in your pocket.
Not in my pocket. I'm not quite foolish enough to carry it with me.
So what, you just have it in like a cage? Is it like some kind of pet of yours? Are you... How do you even have that kind of magic? It's in your nose?
Yes. But let's just say when I was a younger gnome, there was a whole lot of
Wow.
long hours studying. Gets boring.
Muffin, this does not help you. It makes you even more dangerous.
Yes, but only should some fool
If you were
do something stupid.
if you were to be taken over. So now the ancient fire
That never
primordial is in the hands of the world's biggest threat?
Or the world's biggest savior.
Molfin, I must say. Let's just say you better hope that this dragon takes your life. Because there will be a lot of other people after yours when this is all said and done.
Well, then I suppose we shall say, first one to the end.
And at that, like, you guys can see like the sun rising in the distance as people are starting to shift and wake up from the evening, as you guys have this extremely tense conversation by the fire. It's like red versus blue. We hate each other, but we're sitting out here like just staring each other down, talking about all this nonsense.
Why are we here? No, I meant in this desert. Why are we here?
And at that point, we're going to go ahead and take our break for the evening, as it is 9:43. So stay put, everybody, because things are getting tense. The morning has come. The morning of the attack on the dragon's lair. So we will see how things go as we come back from our little break. So we'll be back in 5 to 7 minutes. Hang on tight, and we'll see you guys soon. Be right back.
BRB.
Welcome back, everybody, to Storm King's Thunder. This is episode 98. Yes, we've been doing this for that long. It seems like forever. 2.5 years we've been playing this game. Is this a game?
Is this real life?
Life.
I don't know what you're talking about. Can we just go kill a dragon, please?
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and change our music as you guys are all prepping to head to the lair. How are you all getting there?
Naruto running.
Yes.
Wolfen's gonna pull out the little bird statue.
Oh, that's another way to do it, yeah.
Thinking about flying, but
So we've got some of you riding on the back of Callista's rock. You've got Hecaton's rock. Clarion is also there. Who is...
pops out right on Clarion's nose.
Should we like go in like multi-pronged, like some of us from the front, some of us from the back? Like, is that a thing or?
We don't even know where the entrance is yet.
Suno.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Can I ride on Clarion if he's gonna be in dragon form?
I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I jump on Sarvin's back.
I can't fly, you fool!
Ah! Learn how.
Perhaps one day I will have wings. And he just looks at Clarion.
Well, why don't we at least head out? We can discuss on the way. As we're all having breakfast and laughing at Diana making inappropriate comments,
Yeah.
Molfen is going to
As I
take
do.
a little time to ritual cast telepathic bond
Okay.
Nice.
and link specifically just the 5 of us.
Oh.
Okay. Molfen is only linking you 5 to his telepathic bond.
Because one, it's only an hour, so we'll probably need to do it again before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going
in.
to take you pretty much most of the day to travel to the lair because it's like 30 miles away. So it's still going to take some time. So if you want to, you can
I'll
wait
let
till
us
you
join
get
the
closer,
chat.
or you can just talk for a little bit on your trip.
Molfen is casting this and says to the group, "Fair warning, I believe Crowin is planning on killing me after the dragon is dead."
Did we take him
Why?
out during the battle?
What did you do now?
No, he made
That.
the comment. He made the comment last night that once the dragon is dead, all groups have named me their number 1 priority.
They're not wrong.
The Zentarum, the Harpers, the Lord's Alliance.
Yeah, just
The
add them to the
Enclave.
list. We have a long ass list. Just they need to get in line.
Why don't we figure it out?
Fight the entire world.
I am just warning you that if he attacks, I will not be held responsible for defending myself.
If he attacks, we'll defend you, Molfen. That goes.
Yeah, I got your back, Gramps.
We'll be right there
He's
with you.
stupid to
You're
attack.
He would be, but he was also stupid enough to tell me that that was on his mind, so...
Oh.
Maybe he's like suggesting that you like hide or something. You know? Maybe he's doing you a favor.
Could be a case of honor amongst thieves.
Secrets among spies.
Exactly.
But
I'll keep my eye on him. Thanks for the
you
heads
are
up.
aware.
I'll try to, slide in some little Molfen saved an orphan, kind of get you on that.
Let us not mention the children then, shall we?
I'm gonna just go ahead and tell him that you did that. You saved them. I'll let you take the credit.
That's
I
right.
certainly dealt with them.
We need to get Molfen a PR person.
We do.
Molfen just sends a huge mental image of himself going like this at Diana.
Oh, is it me?
Callista, are you the only one on the back of Clarion, or is there others? Okay. So I guess if you don't know, then I guess
Molfen
you
said
would be
he
the other.
jumped on his nose.
Oh, are you riding Clarion as well?
Who?
I activated the rocks. Who's ever coming
Oh,
with me is
okay.
coming
I
with
thought
me,
you were
so.
on Clarion's nose.
No,
I'll
I
probably see if I
kind
can
of
go-
joked that I was going to mount his nose,
Oh, yeah.
but something thinks me he doesn't want naked gnome ass on his face. So.
Please don't. Callista would veto that. That's a
old
big no.
old naked gnome ass.
No.
Can Diana ride with Callista and Clarion?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
Leg
absolutely.
hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Diana's riding on the back of Clarion as well. So heading
Just
back.
hanging out with my girlfriend's boyfriend.
So you guys are flying closer and closer. And you're actually flying right towards that storm area that you guys saw last night, Callista and Diana. And the closer that you get, the closer you can see there's clouds, just dark clouds that seem to just cover the sky in the direction that you're traveling. And as you get closer and closer, you can see those cracks of lightning just streaking across the sky. And you can see that the landscape is just a massive storm ahead of you. You can start to hear the rumbles of thunder in the distance. And then you hear a really loud thunder crack just envelop you. And it,
Oh!
as you keep getting closer and closer.
Shall we drink those potions at some point?
I don't want to break Clarion's back.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess
Taller
I'll just
people are more likely to get struck.
Good point.
I like being low.
I think people flying through clouds are pretty likely to get struck too.
Put all my metal equipment away.
To make things worse, it starts raining. Clarion asks if you want to try to go above the clouds or if you want to fly right directly through them. If you want to fly under them, closer to the ground, it's your call.
We get close, I could airdrop us.
Let's go above for a while.
Okay? So Clarion brings you up higher. It seems like the other two rocks kind of follow in suit as Clarion seems to be leading the way with Callista and Diana on his back. You guys rise above the clouds, and underneath you can see just flashes of this dramatic lightning as it ignites the whole sky in this bluish glow. And the lightning almost crawls around the tops of the clouds, rapidly flowing through. And it keeps going, and you can, as you keep getting closer, you hear these loud cracks of thunder as they envelop over and over again. Now your clothes are sopping wet. Water is dripping off of you as the heavy winds of just blasting over top of these clouds are kind of like in the bathroom using the dryer. And you tucking your head underneath it, you know?
I'm gonna cast Produce Flame between me and Diana just to give us a little bit of warmth. Oh.
Dan warns us that the lightning's about to get a nat 20 roll.
Yeah, Dan's gonna give the nat 20 to the lightning cracks. So you're seeing these lightning flashes, and by now you're thinking, oh, we should be coming up on it soon. Anyone want to do any last minute things before you're on the verge of approaching the lair?
Gosh.
Convert to Ometerism.
Finally someone
It took 98 episodes for Diana to convert someone.
It took 98 episodes for Diana's evangelicalism to finally pay off.
Malfin is going to cast Message
Okay.
and send a message to Riled.
Okay.
And you say, when we land and the time is near, stand near me.
You hear a response back. Fair enough. And you guys continue to approach. that's when you all notice something in the distance as the lightning continues to crack and light up the sky. There's something that almost looks like a swarm of bats. Something is flying up through the clouds, through the lightning, and you can only see like silhouettes beyond in the distance. It looks like they're funneling up together as like a swarm, and then they start to dart direction towards you with this lightning cracking behind them.
Uh-oh.
It looks
Incoming.
like an army. Probably 150 to 200. And as they start to get, they're flying and they're going fast. And as they start to get closer and closer, they look like gargoyles.
Clarion?
And they are jetting directly in your direction. Like, they're going
Dive.
to... Clarion goes, right. And he starts to dive. And as he does, you watch as this strange, harpoon-like looking dart comes flying out from the clouds and hits him right in the shoulder. And it glows with this electrical glow and begins to start to... This electrical energy starts to just zap all through him. And you hear him go, "Rah! Ah!" As this thing pierces him, and you guys start to dive. I need Diana and Callista to make strength saving throws to hold on to Clarion.
Not good at this.
Diana, you are holding on,
no.
Damn.
and something, fabric from something Callista's wearing is in your hand, but Callista is not.
Do we see this?
Make perception checks.
I'm fine, don't worry about me.
Oh yeah, she'll just turn into a cannonball and like, take out. Be like a what are those bunker busters or whatever?
Yeah, that's true. She can
So I'm
fly.
not the only nuke then.
Molfin,
15.
another 15. Molfin and Lachlan, you do see something falling from. It looks like Clarion was about ready to start diving, and something came up through the clouds and is attached to him, and it's basically shooting electrical energy up what looks to be some type of rope into Clarion. And it looks like he's just freezing up, and he's starting to just dive down into the clouds.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Can I yank it out? Sorry. Y'all go ahead.
I'm just gonna see whether Molfin's got one of two things he's thinking of doing. I'm gonna see which one he does.
But you do see a silhouetted figure falling down and through the clouds, and you can see that it's just a silhouetted
Okay.
figure falling with lightning cracking behind her.
And I can't tell who it is from this distance.
You wouldn't be able to tell who it is. Not with the way it's like dark. Imagine flying through a storm.
It's like a silhouette.
Yeah.
But we know that it's someone
How
falling
far?
from
It's-
Clarion.
yeah.
How many people would Clarion
It's,
let ride
it's
him? Right?
either Callista or Diana, because
How
you
far
guys
ahead are they?
you guys saw that they were both.
It's not Brock.
It's not Brock.
How far ahead are they?
Probably about 60 feet, 70 feet. Not far. You guys were all kind of flying as a group.
Molfin is going to throw himself down towards that individual, my full movement.
Okay. So you're gonna jump off.
Would I be able to use a bonus action and an action?
Yes, you guys are up high enough.
Okay. So,
Molfin jumps off.
Molfin literally tosses himself backwards.
I had
don't
a
know who-
plan!
I don't know who you are. As Molfin gets his full movement for the first time as a bonus action cantrip,
Ooh.
casting Misty Step
Dagger darts, Misty steps.
to appear next to my falling compatriot.
Yep. You actually have her. Callista, there's Molfin drenched in water.
You're crazy!
And you're both falling now together.
What else is new? So, would you like to get us up or would you like me to?
I'm casting Conjure Elemental and turning into an elemental at the same time as a bonus action.
Okay. As you fall, yes.
Air elementals.
Air elementals. So 2 air elementals kind of emerge. You guys have fallen through the clouds now, and you can see down below you. And you can see that Clarion is actually falling rapidly towards the bottom, and Diana is still on his back, holding on for dear life. It looks as if Clarion's being reeled in by some type of harpoon. And you can see...
Oh my god, can I, like, take out a knife and just...
you have to crawl out onto it. It's like a massive bolt that's attached to something. You'd have to crawl out onto it, and currently it's actually zapping electrical energy up through it.
Crap.
You could certainly try.
I could certainly try, but I wouldn't want to.
And now the other groups are getting down. They can see it. There's some kind of contraption down below that this thing is attached to, and there's a bunch of gargoyles surrounding it. And you guys look.
How high are we?
You guys can see there are 2 trebuchets that are starting to launch massive stones up in the air in your direction.
How high are we?
You guys are dipped down below the clouds. She had told Clarion to dive from the army that was coming, but it looks like there's even more down here on the ground. And you guys can see, I'm going to go ahead and move you to a new map. So you guys can see what the top of the lair looks like. So I'm going to move you guys over to this lair. And it's actually an old amphitheater. Can you guys see anything on your screen now?
I see a trebuchet.
What corner?
Do you see the whole map?
No.
Okay, I'm going to make it so you can see the whole map. Because you would be able to here with the lightning kind of crashing. It'd be... let's just go ahead and take the dynamic lighting off. How's that?
No, I can't see anything.
You can't see anything?
I just see this left portion here. It's
Yeah, I
like
got your tokens on
it's all
there.
black.
I can see, yeah, this
I
area.
only see surface level.
So why is that not working?
Oh yeah, surface level.
Why?
Well, now more is starting to appear. I
have
see like a bit of
everything
a.
off. Like dynamic lighting is not even on.
Oh,
No,
just
man.
zoom out and then zoom back in. My
Zoom out and zoom back in.
That did
Okay,
not
I
do it
see
for
that.
me.
Oh,
no,
mine's
it's
like
still
flickering.
being flickery.
Let
I don't know.
me pull you guys over to a different map and then
Oh,
pull
no,
you
it
back.
Just,
Okay.
yeah, the minute you moved it, it all cleared up for me.
Anything
Yeah,
else?
now I can see.
Can you guys see
Now I
everything?
can see that one side.
I can see
Like this, yeah, I see the leftmost side.
Yeah, see this area.
Dynamic lighting is still on.
It is not on my screen. I have it all turned off. Wait, it came back on whenever I...
I'm gonna refresh.
Yeah, when I move over, I can see everything now. If I move my
Okay, I'm
token
going to
light
turn
over.
dynamic lighting off and then hit OK. Now did it do anything?
Yeah, now it's. Yeah, now I can see everything.
You can see everything?
Really?
Yep.
I turned everything off.
I can't see anything.
Oh, now I'm seeing more. That's interesting.
Hold on.
Wait, let me check something.
Oh, at different zoom levels, I'm seeing different stuff. That's
No, I
that's
only
that's
see
a
black
thing.
screen.
Oh no, it's roll 20 because when I
Oh,
scroll
it is.
my map,
Yeah. If you scroll back and forth, there's like a shadow. Yeah.
Yeah.
the shadows stay.
I
where
just
they are.
refreshed and everything's good for me.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh.
Yeah, you guys can try. I don't understand why it's doing that. It shouldn't be. I thought if
I
I...
can't refresh because if I do, then I'm
client
gone
side.
for the rest of
It was client side. Oh wow.
I got it.
Whoa.
So basically what you guys are seeing is an old, abandoned, ancient amphitheater.
Yeah.
It's basically a ruin, but you can see that there are statues that have crumbled and fallen. You can see the trebuchets on either side. It looks like at one point there's been something carved out of the amphitheater. Massive stones sit around. And it seems like these gargoyles are bringing these stones and piling them next to the trebuchets. As one fires, a couple of them begin to reload another one and load a new stone on. As you look down below, you can see that there are, in the middle of the amphitheater, there is an open section that just disappears into darkness in the center. And beyond, there are a few, what look to be kind of like TP-looking tents that are set off to the side. It looks like some kind of makeshift camp. It looks like they're very decorative and they have different like swirls and organic kind of looking elements about them. They're
Which one is has the bolt in Clarion?
That one is not on the map, but it is actually right below the head of this. Yeah, the
Fallen.
head of this fallen statue. It's like sitting on that level, and it's basically currently like it almost looks like this strange contraption that's enhanced somehow. It looks like a massive ballista at some point that pointed up to the sky, and seems to be like feeding this energy up through it, and it seems like there's a couple gargoyles surrounding it.
How high?
How far is it from me and Callista?
You guys are currently falling. You guys are still probably about at 600 feet in the air
Oh, okay.
as you're continuing to fall.
I would have started flying up towards Clarion.
Okay.
Did that other air elemental grab me, or am I taking care of myself to get back up?
I'm holding you, and the other me and the other elemental are beelining it up towards Clarion.
Okay.
As you guys are doing this, you see Harshnag kind of look over towards you, Ashlyn, and says, "He said she's below, right?"
Yes. Blue.
And you can see that King Hecaton riding on the other one is like looking towards Harshnag. Is like, "You got things up here?" Looks over to Harshnag, and Harshnag's like, "I can save the dragon. You guys take her out." Hecaton kind of looks at you, Ashlyn, and is like, "Let's get her."
All right.
Basically, Hecaton and Harshnag are trying to get a really quick, "We'll take everything up here. You guys go get her."
Gotcha.
Put an end to it.
Okay. Let's do this thing.
And basically, Hecaton, with Ashlyn in tow, I guess he would have Lachlan in tow as well,
Yep, I can.
begins to just start dipping closer to the ground.
Okay.
Narrowly missing it, a trebuchet fires over top of you. This massive stone of crumpled rock just goes flying over top of you. Lightning continues to crack. Thunder smacking in the distance. Molfin, I believe you're in the arms of an air elemental. You can see it looks like the two rocks are splitting up. And Harshnag with Sarvin, Brock Blackfeather, Brantley, and a bunch of your other heroes are darting directly towards that device that has Clarion caught.
Would Ryled be on the one with Hecaton?
Ryled
Where I
would
told him to stay with us?
Ryled would have probably been on the one with the rest of the NPCs. The NPCs are kind of grouped together. Oh, yeah. Hey, thank you so much, Dan on the Moon,
Dan.
for your subscription.
Hey. Okay, then, bloody hell, I don't...
Christy, is your cam on? For some reason, I'm...
Yeah, I'm reconnecting.
Okay,
Can you see
there
me
you go.
yet?
Now you're
No.
up. Yep.
Okay. I'm just trying to check here. Okay. Well, he's never died, and I've never permanently dismissed him. So as an action, as I am being carried by Callista, I'm going to summon my familiar Impy.
Oh,
Hand him,
Impy returns. Hey!
I jump without Featherfall.
Oh, you jumping?
No, I'm kidding.
hand him 2 health potions. She said,
What do you want me to do with
suffice
this?
to say, it's war. There is a drow holding a magical staff on that other giant bird.
Okay.
Stay hidden. If he falls to the ground, open it, and shove it down his throat. Make sure he lives.
You got a boss. Yeah. Impy do right by you.
You always do.
He begins to just fly off into the darkness of the sky towards the other
Thank you, Muffin.
Stupid bloody drow not listening.
It's not.
Excuse
It's
you.
not that he didn't listen. It's that when you guys were all riding at the time where he told you that. So it was kind of like, it's not that he's not listening. It's you guys got jumped by an army of gargoyles and had to make decisions quick. And it looks like these gargoyles, now seeing that you guys are swooping down, have all started to swoop down as well. And it looks like they're all headed in this direction.
Does it look like we're heading for this wide open space?
In the center of the auditorium here,
Yeah.
it looks like where Hecaton is trying to lead you is this area right here. This
This gaping hole is leading us down to the mouth of the abyss.
Well,
the
Callista's not
mouth,
going
yes.
there. Callista's going up to Clarion at this current moment because she doesn't see that. She just sees Clarion falling and she's going up.
Okay, sure.
I think Diana's still on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's not just.
Yeah, so Lachlan and Ashlyn are on the back with on the back of a rock with Hecaton heading down
Yeah.
to this area. Callista, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get us, the two air elementals, underneath Clarion to slow his fall.
Okay.
And I want to put Mulfin up with Diana. Or, like, at least, like, position so I'm holding Clarion and letting him go crawl on to Clarion to get to Diana.
Okay, you can do that. You come up and you take your air elemental form and you grab a hold of Clarion and you begin to slow him down, even though you can feel a pressure. This thing is reeling him in. It's not just that he's
Yeah,
falling.
I know.
He's being helped to the ground. And Mulfin is rising up next to Diana. His wind is just blowing through her hair. Her damp hair is just whipping across her armor. And you get close to her. You're muted, Mulfin.
Wolfen's doing the Marilyn Monroe, trying to keep the robes down.
Yes.
Oh, it's me!
Should've bought him
No!
a pair of pants. Oh,
Would Clarion still be hooked at 60 feet above?
Would what?
Would Clarion still be hooked at 60 feet above the ground level?
It looks as like this thing is like jammed into him. Like
At 60
imagine
feet?
like when they go to like
No, we're at
harpoon
600
sharks.
feet.
You know, it looks
Yeah.
like a harpoon is like stuck into him.
If we get 60 feet to the ground, I'm gonna jump off the rock.
Once you get 60 feet to the ground, you're gonna jump off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to aim myself here on the head.
Oh, aiming for the thing.
Yeah, for the thing.
With just being only 60 feet above, you're probably going to land much like the direction where you jumped off. So you're probably gonna
That's
land
fine.
with the trajectory of where you're aiming. You're probably gonna land in this area, probably somewhere around here. Do you see where I'm shift pinging you?
Yeah, let me just measure that.
Basically like 60 feet away from this open.
Okay, let me see. That is... Okay, I can get there. That's fine. As soon as I'm 60 feet above there, I would like to run from there to the head and start trying to kick the ballista thing that's in Clarion.
Okay.
I'm gonna move my spending key point to dash there.
Okay.
So, let me-
As you start to run
yeah.
towards it, you hear something calling out above. You hear Harshnag is falling out of midair
Oh!
with his axe,
Oh no.
and he just drives the axe down onto this device.
Oh, cool!
Electrical energy
Great
just goes and like blasts. You can see this blast of like blue energy like just everywhere, and Harshnag gets thrown back from it as this happens. You see gargoyles go flying, rocks breaking. They just you're sprinting over and you're just blasted back as well by this immense explosion. And Harshnag flies back and he rolls down a little bit. You can see that broken skull helm that he had break even worse. It breaks into like 4 or 5 pieces and then goes rolling off into the wet sand. Harshnag went down and he just destroyed it, jumping off of this bird.
Yes.
And you can see
Is
the
he
rest.
alive?
You can see, yeah, he's alive.
Okay.
He just looks like he's.
He was wearing a helmet. You
Yeah,
should.
he was always wearing a helmet when jumping off of a moving
Guys.
vehicle. But you can see now that the other rock is flying low, all the other guys that you brought with you are jumping off as well, like within 10 feet of landing. They land into the wet, and you can see Jolin Orange Peel pulls back and fires an arrow. It zings past, deflects off of one of the gargoyles. The gargoyle turns around, looks, and then just starts zinging towards Jolin. You can see then all of a sudden an arrow goes flying through the gargoyle's head, and it's you see that, my friend, and it's harsh. It's Sarvin puts an arrow right through. You can see that all the other guys, Galvin, your boyfriend, jumps down, just starts firing arrows into the fray, and then all of a sudden you guys watch as one of the trebuchets ignites in a massive fiery explosion. Gargoyles go flying everywhere, rocks tumble, pieces of wood from the trebuchet are just splintered and thrown into the air as a giant torrent of fire just leaps out from the amphitheater here, and you can just hear Riled. Finally! Oh, the power! And then he starts just launching other spells across the amphitheater. It looks like your group is covering your back.
Yeah.
As
Turn around in my tracks and run towards the hole.
Would I be able to pull the harpoon out of Clarion's chest now that it's been deactivated?
make a strength check.
Can I help her?
You may, with advantage, as Diana is still on the back of this thing. The dragon trying to yank it from the top. Sure.
Yeah, trying to crawl around and help.
17?
17. You yank, you pull. Seems like it hurt him a bit as you're pulling. It looks like it has some barbs in it that it kind of ripped his flesh a little bit as you pull it out.
Ugh.
But you do get it out. And you hear that a familiar, like, deep moan from deep within Clarion.
Sorry.
And he's, get me to the ground.
I
cast healing
instruct
word.
the other air elemental to help lower us.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like Clarion took a big shot to the shoulder. And it looks like not only did it cover through his shoulder, but it messed up his muscles in his left wing. So it kind of disabled him a bit. And Diana,
I healed him for 8
8
points.
points. 8 points. Some of the bleeding stops a little bit. You can still tell that he's in a great deal of pain.
Blood clots.
You guys lower him to the outskirts of the amphitheater. Is that where you're attempting to do this, Callista? You guys lower him
Yeah.
down in his dragon form. He's like, without, I don't know. You guys go. You guys got a job to do. Get it done.
Malfin, tell him to fall back. Give them backup from a distance.
So, Malvin will pass the information along. Stay back. Do what you can from a distance.
What?
You
want me to sit out?
Not sit out, just don't get in the fray.
I am just reciting information from a very angry errand element.
You guys watch as Clarion's form shifts back into his human form. Drenching wet, his blonde hair kind of sticks to the top of his head. He's bleeding from his shoulder kind of profusely. But then he gets this massive sword out from a sheath beyond his back. If you think I'm gonna sit out and watch them die,
Clarion! That's not what I meant!
Malvin's gonna look at him. How badly are you hurt? Honestly.
Scale of 1 to...
don't waste any of what you've got on me. Save it for her. Get it done. Look, don't be stupid. Get it done. and he starts dragging this massive sword towards the amphitheater.
If he falls, he has to deal with me in the afterlife.
I'll be waiting for you, dear. As he continues to walk away.
Can I give him a health potion?
Does he
What
look
am
like
I?
he's having trouble lifting it because of the injury?
No, he's having trouble lifting it because it's a two-handed weapon, and he's only able to use one arm. It's a great sword.
Oh,
Oh.
But then you watch this gargoyle kind of lands on the top of the amphitheater and looks down at him as he's coming near the edge, and it goes, and then it just lunges towards him, and he grabs the sword with this other hand and just goes, and then just slits the gargoyle into two pieces with a crash of energy as you see this bright light flash from the sword. Get it done! And he starts
How
continuing.
close is he?
He's probably about 60 feet away from you.
can Diana give him a potion and let's go?
I was gonna say, can I run up to him and give him a potion?
Sure.
Okay, that's what I do.
So you run up, you grab him a potion. He looks at you, he's like, thank you.
Don't piss her off.
Hey,
Don't piss her off today. Wife, happy
this
life.
is not the day to piss her off.
This is not.
You guys hear another explosion in the distance and Ryled laughing hysterically.
He's having fun.
And
I was
Alright.
having a great
I'm gonna-
time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up Diana. The other elemental will pick up.
I like cognition.
I will
Chris
not
in
be
chat's like, no, no, really. I'm just an NPC.
Yeah.
As he starts to walk away, Molfen is reaching into his robe, pulling a stopper out. I'm going to cast Mage Hand, and I am forcibly pouring a potion down his throat.
Clarion?
Yes.
he like chokes on it for a bit. It's a minute as you just all of a sudden, like as he's walking away, he's like walking. You're just like, you know.
It's a strange milky
He got
white
iced.
concoction.
Oh.
Wait, what? What?
So you dump this into us, and you watch Clarion begins to grow in size in his human form to 25 foot tall. As he towers above the
screams.
battlefield.
The top of his voice. Keep her father alive.
In a much deeper voice, you hear, "You got it."
All right, I'll pick up Diana. The other elemental will pick up Molfen, and we'll start flying towards the rest of everybody.
Should we all be drinking those potions I got now?
If you guys want to.
Down the hole.
You hear,
Oh, you might have a little problem with that air elemental carrying you if you're 25 feet tall.
Clarion
let
just
her carry
runs into
you.
the
If you're
amphitheater.
gonna drink it, I won't pick you up.
Clarion turns the sword
wait.
sideways to make a flat blade now that his sword is 3 times its normal size. Throws it through the air and smashes down on about 8 gargoyles underneath the flat side of the blade.
Nice.
And the gargoyles are just swarming around. You can see them trying to swarm your friends. Most of them are keeping a good job. You see Brock Blackfeather, unfortunately, has been scooped up by a couple of the gargoyles and is flying through the air a little bit. And then you see him grab his hand crossbow, drive it into the chest of one of them, and just fires it in. They let him go, and he rolls down into the sand.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
More thunder begins to crack around you.
Guess we gotta head for the pit.
Yeah, let's get out of this weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get out of this weather. Let's just jump into the dragon.
So
Yeah.
King Hecaton looks down as he's standing there. His rock, he basically has his rock kind of like fly back up. And looks like the rock is actually getting into the fray and like biting into some of the gargoyles in the sky, like crushing them into small pieces and then just shredding them with its massive beak and claws. Hecaton looks down, water just dripping off of his golden plated armor. You gonna hide from me? And then he just takes one quick step and disappears into the darkness as he falls down below into the pit.
Okay, well, I will look down the pit. Can I see him?
You actually can. Only about 20 feet down. It looks as if the sand is mounded up. Like almost like the sand had fallen in here and left like a little mound.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
So,
I jump in after
You jump
him.
in after him. You land on the mound.
Yeah.
Jumping in after. Okay. The rest of you likewise.
I take the potion on the way down.
Oh, you're gonna go
I tell
giant
the
size?
elemental to carry me.
Yes.
Okay.
Carefully avoiding the rest of y'all.
Okay. I'm gonna pull you guys over to a new map.
Can an air elemental take a potion?
I don't think an air elemental can.
I don't think they can.
What if you're a rock elemental, like
I'm going to
huge?
shift ping you.
Rock elemental probably.
Do you guys
good.
see where I shift pinged you?
Yes.
I'm in the
Yeah.
dark.
It's all black, but
All
It's all
I cast
black.
magic missile.
Let me cast magic missile in the darkness. Let me see if I can fix this. Let me get
you
rid
know,
of.
while you're doing that, I will just want to roll a bloody. Alright, but I haven't done this in a bit, so hey!
Whoa! Can you guys
fireman!
see everything now, or just what you normally
Nope,
can see?
just around.
Just
around
the
me.
mound that we're on.
Just the mound that you're
Yep.
on?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
let me
yeah,
grab
yeah.
Molfin and
Yeah.
move him back over. How about now? Can you guys see? Now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see the mound we're on.
I'm gonna shift our music over a little bit. Because now we're in stage 2.
Stage
Mm.
2.
I'm gonna get rid of this
How many
music.
stages are there?
So you guys can hear the storm still taking place in the distance. So it is
Uh-huh.
a little bit. The rain is still kind of pouring down on top of you here. Let's get our old traditional proficiency bonus battle music playing, as you guys are down into this.
As we land, quick question: who has the drift globe?
Diana,
You do.
I'm
Can
gonna
still
make
have that?
Diana. I'm gonna make your token the size that you are now.
Yeah.
You are now the same
I have
size
the
as
dr-
King Hecaton, Diana, as you chug
I
that
have
whole
the
potion.
globe in my inventory.
Huh?
I
You
don't
have
know
the drift
why.
globe?
Yes, you can have it.
Molfin's gonna take the drift globe, release it, and use it to cast daylight.
Okay,
Nice.
let me go ahead. I did not anticipate that. So let me find a token to use.
I think. Let me just make sure here.
Yeah, what stats
Uh,
change with the potions?
Strength goes up
Okay.
to 25, and you have double your health.
And in addition, you have reach increased
Oh,
by 5
reach,
feet
yeah.
with your attacks, and you get to roll 3 times your normal dice for weapons.
I'm just gonna use this red orb, so I know where it's at. So there's a red orb, and this will be the drift globe. What daylight gets? How much of a light
60.
source?
60 feet.
60 feet of light.
Yep.
So we're gonna say all players see light, has sight, 60 feet of daylight.
Yeah, it says 60 foot. Oh no, I'm sorry, 60 foot radius.
6
yeah,
foot
60 feet
radius,
from
so
the
that's
point.
120 feet then, right?
Well, no, it would be
Right.
60 feet from the central
60
point.
feet from the central point. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
The
see if
sphere
this
is bright
works.
light and sheds dim light. Oh no, it is 120 because
It
it
is
sheds.
120.
It's 60 feet bright light and then another 60 a dim.
Another 60 of dim. So let's see
Yeah.
if
So on your
this-
light token, you want to put 120 and then dim starts at 60.
So 120 then 60. Gotcha. Thank you so much, Matthew.
Not a problem.
Can
Way too
you
much experience.
can you guys see that on your screen?
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Muffin, now you guys are in control of this drift globe, right?
It will float around. It'll stay within 60 feet. If we move from within 60 feet of it, it'll follow it until it is within 60 feet.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you control of it.
Okay.
So that way you can go ahead. This will give me one less thing to worry about.
Yeah.
So
Realistically,
I'll
we'll
let
just
you
say for
control
argument's
it.
sake, Molfen will probably just be walking around with it in his hand. And then when time comes, just release it to let it float on its own and follow.
Okay.
Make life easy.
Dan has to bounce. He's wondering what happens to the nat 20.
Yeah, this is craziness unfolding.
He has to leave. He's
Dan,
wondering
is
if he can give it to someone.
Yes, Dan, if you'd
Aw.
like to give it to someone, you absolutely
Thank
may
you,
if you have to
Dan.
leave. Yes.
First thing,
Just tell us in the chat who you'd like to give it to. And like I said, my normal rules are as follows. You can donate the nat 20 to anybody at any time. So as long as you have a good reason to.
And having to leave is a very valid reason.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. But you guys, players-wise, I say, well,
Yeah,
how exactly are you giving them the nat 20?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, you have ignited this daylight spell. You guys from the north can hear talking.
Do I recognize the...
Honking.
Can I hear what they're saying?
Make a perception check.
I'll aid in that.
All right, you can either make it with advantage or everybody can make one. Your
I'll
choice.
I'll make one.
Yeah.
21, not bad, not bad.
I won't be able to. Oh, it was in giant, but that's true. It might not be.
Well, we don't know. They're just all we hear is voices.
Yes, let's see. Where is
Please be mindful of your gnomes. Don't step on us.
Oh man, I have not gotten good.
Okay. It's still a little far away, and the storm is still thundering above you. Molfin, you can hear a little bit of this conversation, though, with your perception check.
I'll take it, Dan.
First one to say me gets
Oh,
it. Oh,
me.
Callista got
So,
it.
Christy said, "I'll take it, Dan." I'll say me and see.
I
what
already
he
said
says.
me.
Let's see who he gives it to. There are individuals talking up here to the north, and one of them does sound familiar. It does sound like that female voice that you heard from that storm giant woman who teleported away from Maelstrom, who you all believe to be Iymrith, the ancient blue dragon. Do you understand Abyssal?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Really? He doesn't know a language?
No, that's nope.
Okay. You hear that woman. So what does he say? I want to know what he says. Let me know now. And then you can hear this abyssal chants start to take place throughout the room. It seems like it's coming from, I don't know, it seems strange. It seems otherworldly as you can hear it. It almost sounds very Essy in the sounds. Like there's a almost sounds like, you know, Harry Potter's snake speech as it's
Purple
taking
tongue.
place. Yeah. And but you can't understand what it's saying. And then
Do I have any idea on sort of distance away from me?
chances are it's in the next room.
Okay.
Okay, Molfin is going to walk forward,
Okay.
carrying his light with him,
Okay.
to see if I can see anything in the next room.
Okay, as soon as you get to that doorway, are you guys all walking with Molfin?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa! Dan on the Moon just gifted a ton of tier 1 subscriptions.
Dan.
Dan, you are amazing.
Dude.
We love you, dude.
Holy-
Oh, wow. They're keep on coming. It's just oh yeah in my ear
He's out
right
there
now.
fighting gargoyles too.
Yeah, Dan on the Moon is actually another NPC on top of the amphitheater taking out
He's gonna be
gargoyles
a 7
as you
snake.
guys approach.
Yeah.
Thank you. Random Hero just subscribed. Man, look at all these people subscribing. Thank you. Thank you, Dan on the Moon. You guys are starting to approach, and you hear, what is that light? I knew they would come. It was only a matter of time.
Eh.
And you can see, if you guys all want to move your tokens up to that northern room, you can see that storm giant woman is standing in the middle of the room with
Oh heavens!
these snake-like individuals dressed in these elegant robes. Some of them look like they have heads of snakes and humanoid bodies. Some of them look like they have a humanoid top but a snake-like bottom.
Oh,
Some of them have snakes for arms. And you can see they're all standing behind a massive statue that looks like a cobra with human-like arms that protrude from its sides. And they're all standing, circling, almost like dancing around this massive hole that just disappears into darkness.
Oh, they're summoning something. Oh, great.
Molfin's going to let go of the drift globe and let it start to sort of float a little off to the side.
Okay.
And as everyone's walking in, Molfin's going to grin and look over at everyone as we're all sort of walking in. And if no one's doing anything, Molfin is reaching out and starts tearing the fabric of reality once more, and is going to summon a wraith.
And as he summons that wraith, I need everybody to click on their tokens and roll initiative, my friends. As I'm going to put a turn order up here. And you guys can add yourself to the initiative order.
Oh, I hadn't properly clicked. Really? I had myself clicked.
And just because of that, I am going to burn my DM's inspiration from last time on my initiative roll.
Nice.
As you know, sometimes getting something off ahead is important.
Nice.
Michael, looks like I had not properly clicked myself with it.
Okay, we can fix it.
Ooh, I'm glad I said I was burning that.
Okay.
That's not much better.
No.
I'm going to have to add a few to this.
Did mine pop up? I got a 19.
Wow, you're going first, it looks like. Or the air elementals.
Oh, well, you know, unless someone else is going first.
Nope, the air elementals. That's what I say in my head.
Let me move. I got to move Hecaton up, too.
Yes, don't forget our giant friend.
Giant friend standing right beside Diana right here. He looks ferocious and mean and ready to pounce. Let's add a turn. I pre-rolled all the initiatives.
Okay.
So that way I thought it would go a little bit quicker, but roll 20 is a little slow at times, so it might take me a minute to get everybody added on here. In the meantime, we'll thank our sponsors. There you go. Thank you, Blitz. Oh boy. You guys are in the lair.
Probably should have taken that potion before I entered this other
It's a
lair.
nat 30. I want a nat 30.
A nat 30. Let's add this to the turn order. I should have probably did it all the same, but hey, we're just gonna go ahead and do it this way. Okay, one more. Have you guys properly prepared for this battle?
No.
We can hope.
Did anybody need to change? Was there something that we needed to fix? Lachlan, did you?
Did I what?
Did we need to fix yours? I don't see yours on the.
Oh
turn
yeah,
order.
I have a 9. Yeah,
have a
I
9?
rolled a 9 that I didn't properly click myself.
Okay, cool. We're gonna add you, and you rolled a 9.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. There you go. Let's reorder these. Descending.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
First to go is actually King Hecaton.
Oh. Fitting.
He looks towards her, water just dripping from his beard. Seeing you pulling out this creature from somewhere beyond, looks towards her. This is where we finish this. And he gets out what looks to be, he has this massive, it looks like a normal, it would be for anybody else, it'd be a ballista. But to him, it's like a crossbow. And he gets it out and he just fires a shot right
Jealous.
at. So here he goes with a ballista shot towards her. And she just steps to the side as this bolt just goes zinging right by. Gonna have to do better than that, King. And he is going to move towards her. And he gets about right there, stomping through the lair. At that point, a lair action erupts.
Great.
first of our lair actions, I would like to have
Yes.
within 20 feet. So, this would be a 20 feet radius. I don't know if this is possible. Yep, it's going to get him too.
Nice.
Makes it to Lachlan. Not gonna
Well
not gonna
played.
get Callista. Everybody but Callista, I need you guys to make a Constitution saving throw. As all of a sudden this whirlwind of sand starts to envelop you. It's kind of like, it kind of feels like being sandblasted by a cloud of whirling sand.
It's good for my skin.
Yeah.
Exfoliating.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Ashlyn,
Mm-hmm.
sand gets in your eyes.
Oh no!
You are now blinded for the next minute.
What?
You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns
Okay.
to get the sand out of your eyes.
Okay.
Lachlan,
Did you make that with advantage or disadvantage?
Disadvantage. Or no, just normal.
Just normal, so it's a 7?
7.
So you were
Yeah.
also blinded.
Oh no!
Callista, you didn't have to... Oh, is that for your other air elemental? Can your air elemental be blinded? Is it a
I
condition?
think
Is under
so.
condition immunities? Can you check?
No, it's not.
It's not under, so it can be blinded.
Apparently it can be
Interesting.
blinded.
So your air
Yeah,
elemental
I
is
wouldn't think so
blinded.
either, but
Yeah, that's weird. Molfin, you are blinded. Does your Wraith need to make a roll? Yes, your Wraith needs to make a roll. Can a Wraith be
okay.
blinded?
Let me check.
Diana, you are also blinded.
Yes, it can be blinded.
It can be blinded, so make a roll for your Wraith. Your Wraith closes his eyes. As ridiculous as this sounds, your Wraith is not blinded.
Nah, that's good. Yeah.
So basically, everybody except for the Wraith was blinded by this sand. It just spits up all around. Diana, it's your turn. You've got sand in your eyes. You're squinting very closely.
Can I make another saving throw? Or is it at the end of my
At the
turn?
end of your turn. So you have to do this turn blinded.
Okay. Then I will move. I will move forward towards the evil.
Evil lady? Okay. Evil lady. Love it. Move the turn order. over so
Sorry,
people can
my
see them.
roll 20 is being super lag.
It's probably because it's a big map and there's a lot of things going on it.
I moved 25 feet. What's my movement with this giant?
I think your movement is your movement the same or does it increase?
I guess it's the same. It doesn't say it
It
increases.
was the same.
Yeah, it's the same
Oh.
same movement. So you're just not really used to
Okay.
being this big. Diana
But
stomps.
you
Alright,
have
well.
reach, so you should be able to reach it.
Hmm.
Mind, you're kind of blindly
Sorry, I'm
stepping
trying
forward.
to move. Trying to move my character sheet out of the way. Okay, I guess I could reach her, so I would make my attack with disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a chance I would accidentally hit King Hecaton or
You kind
I
of got
feel
a
like that's
general
probably
area of where she is, and you saw King Hecaton rush up before you started to get the sand in your eyes. So I would say you pretty much
Yeah.
you got an idea where she
Okay.
is.
Okay, then I'm gonna swing at her with my magic mace, and I'm gonna spend 2 points to try to do extra damage and try to make her afraid of me.
Excellent. Okay.
Why?
Just give me a minute because his
Yeah.
skull.
Because of roll 20, it's all right.
Because this beautiful website. It's so functional.
Callista, just be you're on deck with the air elemental, and then Ashlyn
Yep.
will be after that. So just be ready. Whoa, a 31? That hits. Watch Diana approach. Well, actually, wait. It only rolled one roll. You have to roll with disadvantage, so you have to roll again.
Oh no.
Wow. Well, that 31 was epic. That would have been an amazing
Yeah.
first hit.
Yeah. Oh, but our AC's 32.
Oh,
trying.
Wow. And then
What
you
did it
rolled
roll? Oh,
14.
So unfortunately, because you're blinded, it just gave her the opportunity, just shift to the side, and your mace just meets the sandy ground below. You hear it
I knew that would
impact.
happen. All right, then I make a Constitution saving throw, right?
Yep. Make Constitution saving
Yay.
throws. See if you can quickly wipe the sand out of your eyes, so you can get your sight back.
Just casually waiting for it to load. Oh, wow, 7.
Oh, you've been-
7. You are still
I'm glad.
blind. You're trying to get the sand out of your eyes to open your eyes, but all you can see is just this darkness as you're trying to refocus. It's just very difficult, Diana. Anything else? That would be the end of your turn.
I guess so.
Air elemental. A blind air
Blind.
elemental.
Just
Yeah.
flies straight, and we'll make 2 blind attacks.
2 blind attacks.
Wow.
Wow. Even with
Oh,
disadvantage, that 27 is going to strike her. The 11 will not. So you do 16 points.
Okay, it's also feeling the connection. It's going to move into her space.
Okay.
And
Ooh.
it's going to need a strength saving throw.
Strength save.
Yep.
Okay. Let me go ahead and make the strength save. A 28.
You're
Oh.
fine.
All right.
Wow.
No.
So that
But you
that
still
damage
take half-
is magical, correct?
It is magical, so she still takes half damage, but she's not flung away or knocked prone.
Of the whirlwind, not the slam, right?
Yeah. Yeah, of the whirlwind. So
The slam damage was 13.
yeah, so 3d8 4. Oops, 2.
Let me check something as
So she'll take half of this.
Ooh. Nice. 10.
take half of 21. So she takes 10 additional points of what kind of damage is that?
Bludgeoning.
Just magical bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. 10 additional points of magical bludgeoning as she is just getting beat by a torrent of wind and sand and stones as they bash into her. Anything else? Oh,
Nope, that's all he's
Constitution
gonna do.
save to see if
Oh,
they're
yes.
no longer blinded.
Good point.
Your elemental is still blinded.
That's okay. Okay, that's all you can do.
Ashlyn is up next.
All right. I can do what Diana did and know generally what direction she was in, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So can I run there?
You can get general direction, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna run there and drink my potion of giant strength on the way.
Oh, that takes an action to do.
Yep.
So you are going to increase your size to that.
Cool. And I'm going to bonus action take a martial arts attack at her.
Okay, you will make this
Can
a
I do that?
disadvantage. Well, actually,
Okay.
no, you have to make an attack action
Oh right,
to
right.
do martial arts, yes. And you used it to drink your
Oh,
potion.
if one attack. Okay, that's fine.
No bonus actions?
Nope.
Okay. Ashlyn, at the end of your turn,
Yes, technically con save, right?
yes, make your con save.
I will fail.
You will fail and
Okay.
you're still blind. So
Still
that
blind.
gives her advantage on this legendary action that she's going to take.
Oh no. Okay.
And she's going to reach out to try to touch you. And you guys watch as
what?
this lightning energy just zaps down her arm. And it looks like she's going to try to grab a hold of your shoulder now that you're just as tall as she is.
Okay.
Can I do a warding flare, or do I need to be able to see for that?
need
You
to
need to
see.
be able to see. Yes, unfortunately, you won't be able to do that. So she is casting a spell. It's a cantrip that
Oh
she
yeah, my
has.
HP is doubled. I forgot about that.
She is going to use Shocking Grasp. and rolls a 29 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So you take...
Oh.
That can't be right. Let me double check. It is right. She rolled terrible. You take
Okay.
10
Oh,
points of
yeah.
lightning damage as it zaps through your body. And you cannot take reactions until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
Jeez.
So that was her first legendary action.
This is a real fight.
It's a big boss man.
209.
Not gonna be no pushover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's true. In turn.
End turn. It's now her turn.
Great.
Seeing Molfen rip open that fabric of reality.
Fireball.
Okay, she's fine. What is she gonna do to you guys? Oh boy, so excited.
Power word kill.
Yeah.
She is just going to. You know, it's getting crowded in here. Perhaps inviting a little bit more to the party wouldn't be a bad idea. She looks back towards the sculpture, points out her finger
No.
towards the sculpture. Rise, my friend.
Should collapse the tunnel.
And starts the parts of the sculpture start to crack.
Oh,
Rock falls from around it, and the sculpture of Dendar the Night Serpent begins to move. And its snake-like tail of a body slithers down off the platform it was once on. She has animated the sculpture.
okay. Yeah, how about that?
Well played.
I'm going to add that to the turn order. Its initiative is that. I'll have to redo the orders here, so make sure we go back down to her. There we go. And I will put this token on the board so you guys can see where this thing is, as it's now on the board. Off to the side.
Okay.
That ends her turn. Wraith. I think you're muted.
Muted.
Thank you much. What else is new? Wraith is going to cut a beeline straight to the dragon
Okay.
and is then going to try to attack it.
Okay.
It is flanking with Ashlyn, so I believe it will have advantage.
It does. Yes.
Nice.
Let's see here.
Life
That
drain.
ain't gonna cut it, though.
Unfortunately, it's not going to cut it. It seems like it grabs her ankle, but there's some kind of force preventing it from being able to pull any life out of her.
And it's just going to float there looking at her.
Staring at her shin. It's awesome.
No, it's staring in her face because this can fly, man. So
Oh
like
yeah, it's
right
up there,
in her
right up
face,
in the
like,
grill. Sure, absolutely, it'll fly up. Yeah. All right, these creatures get to go. It seems like this one's just gonna kind of move around. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. This one actually is just gonna look up towards Ashlyn. Seeing this massive form of Ashlyn there, and just gonna fire a short bow shot
Okay.
towards Ashlyn. I don't think that's gonna hit you.
No.
So it goes flying. It actually deflects off of your massive form. Another one's gonna go ahead and shoot an arrow at Diana. So here comes a short bow attack towards Diana. 13 is probably gonna miss.
It does not hit.
deflects off of Diana's armor, and they stay put
Yeah.
right where they're at. Here comes these type 2 Yanti. I believe type 2 are the ones with the heads, maybe? I can't remember which one type 2 was.
Malison or something. Or...
Oh,
Yeah.
human head with snakes with arms. So they have snakes with arms, these type 2 Malisons. So one is going to approach Ashlyn. 10, 15, 20. One's going to approach Diana. Since they're the closest. Here comes, they can make 2 bite attacks against Ashlyn. An 18 is not going to hit. And a 17 is not going to hit. Here's the 2 to Diana. A critical hit.
Oh!
And then
Sorry,
the
did anything TPK me?
And then a natural 1.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
So you take 9 piercing damage, Diana, as you feel snakes bite into your leg. And an additional 19 poison damage.
Oh no.
Let me
No,
calculate.
wait. Doesn't giant
I think
thing?
we're immune to, are we immune to poison?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. You don't
Because of
take
the...
Hero's Feast.
Yes.
So you take no
Yep.
poison damage. So just 9 points of piercing
Oh.
is all you take. Excellent. Good call, guys.
Hmm.
That ends their turn. Lachlan, you're up.
Alrighty, I'm blind
You're
and
blind.
I'm hearing a fight.
You're hearing a fight, and Sue ahead of you.
I think I'm just gonna go backstairs. No I'm kidding. I'm gonna cast a spell here. Since I'm disoriented, I'm gonna cast Mirror Image.
Mirror
Make some
Image?
clones of myself.
Okay.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Now there are 4 Lachlan. Yeah, there are 4 Lachlans,
4
and then
Lachlans.
I'll yeah, and then I'm gonna try to break this
Blindness?
blindness that's going on in me. So that's
Okay.
you know what? I'll try to use a point of luck.
All
and
right.
try
Here
again.
comes the luck.
Oh,
Oh, no. You are still blind. So
I tell the other Lachlans, go fight! I'll be back!
Nice. The sculpture begins to move.
Oh no.
Let's see. How fast can this thing move? Oh, not very fast.
Okay.
As it sees Ashlyn.
Yes, it does.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think it has reach.
Okay.
It does for one of its attacks.
Okay.
But
Is this a column in the ground?
is the what?
Is this a column in the ground next to me?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep, you're standing right beside a column. It's going to do this instead.
Oh.
Make a wisdom saving throw as this thing starts to look at you, and you can see a
With
magical.
advantage.
With
Yeah,
advantage.
you have advantage.
13.
A 13,
Oh, no.
unfortunately, that is going to fail. The failed, you can't use reactions. Your speed is halved, and you can't.
Oh no!
It has successfully slowed you.
Oh, so her speed is only like 60 now.
Your speed is
Okay.
halved,
No, it's
and you can only make one
Oh,
attack.
like a normal person.
Can only
I can
make
only make
one
one
attack on its turn. In addition, the target can either take an action or a bonus action, not both.
Okay.
This lasts for 1
Oh,
minute. You can
wow.
repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. So now
Oh,
you have
no.
2 saving throws to make at the end of your turn.
Okay. Okay.
As it seems to stare into your eyes, this weird glowing magic coming from it. And that ends its turn.
Okay.
Molfin,
So I am currently blind,
you are blind.
but I remember walking in and seeing a group of Yanti. What it looks like they were around a big pit in the ground.
Yeah,
right?
from last you saw, all of them were circling within 5 foot of that pit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I think if I'm casting a spell with a 30-foot radius, so basically a 60-foot orb, that I could center it on that circle and not hit my friends? Because there's nobody up there as far as I know.
As
right?
far as you know, there's nobody up there.
So Molfin is going to visualize a central point floating over that
Math swirling over his head.
Okay.
and blindly cast Sickening Radiance,
Okay.
Okay.
which is a 60-foot circle centered on the middle of that hole, so 30-foot radius.
Okay.
Anyone affected has to make a Constitution save.
So you said 30 foot?
30-foot radius.
So that's pretty much going to be the on-T. It is going to hit the sculpture. It is going to hit Ashlyn.
Okay.
Sorry, Ashlyn.
And it's going to hit the air elemental and Iymrith. It's just going to come shy of that Malison in front of Diana. So, these are con saves.
Con saves, yep.
Okay. I'll make Iymrith first.
That is going to fail. Oh, wait, no, that's Ashlyn.
That's Ashlyn. So
Yep.
Ashlyn fails. Here's a con save from Iymrith. A 23.
Oh, Jesus, mother. Air elemental fail. Jesus, if I kill our own teammates and none of them. Air elemental fails.
Air elemental fails. Let's see how the pretty much everybody but that one Malison is in it. So the purebloods will go first. They're making con saves. Oh boy. First one is a 6
Fail.
and an 18.
Hit. Pass.
That's a pass. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll say I'll just put a marker on the ones that fail because that happens at the beginning of their turn, right? The damage.
When a creature moves into or starts its turn, yep.
Yep. Okay. So the type 1 Malisons, I will go ahead and make their checks. Constitution. A 2.
Fail.
And a 6.
Fail.
All right. So the type 1s both fail. So that means we've got another yellow bead here, as these are all being consumed by this sickening glow that Molfin has cast over here. The type 2s, it looks like there is only one that's in here, so con save for the type 2. A 13.
Fail.
Fails. So this one's also going to have a bead on it. And a... looks like a single type 3 is all we've got over there. It's going to make its con save. And roll an 8.
And that'll fail as well.
Did I roll for... I don't think I rolled for the sculpture.
No, I don't think so.
Sculpture, con save. It has advantage, 22.
Yeah, that will make it.
That will make it. Got it. Okay.
I'm just trying to get this thing right size.
Are you putting a circle on it for us?
Yeah.
And Ashlyn is
Three,
also, I
three,
believe,
three.
affected by this.
Yeah.
And the air elemental was also affected?
Yep,
Yep. As they are in...
Sorry, y'all.
it's fine.
I can't get to the air elemental because it's being consumed by a dragon right now. There we go.
He's blind. So.
Yeah, I think that is...
It's a blind air elemental. Get out of the way. Woo!
Okay, so that is...
Chris says sacrifices must be made.
Yeah, I
Chat.
like that. I know that 3 con saves to make. And 2 con saves and a wisdom save.
okay, that's about as accurate as I'm going to get it.
Sure.
That's a little off aim, but...
Yeah.
So all
enough.
who were affected, at the beginning of your turn, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And do you want me to roll the damage now or roll it on their turn?
Go ahead and roll it now, and they'll just take it at the beginning of their turn.
yeah.
So that way we don't forget, and it'll be recorded in the chat.
Okay.
35 points of radiant
35
damage.
points of radiant
Way
damage.
to roll high.
So, anyone who's casting a spell that requires concentration, Mr. Slow, concentration spell.
But that was on the sculpture, right? Who made it save?
Oh, the sculpture. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so it wouldn't affect the sculpture.
Okay, and none of these things they're all glowing green and they are now unable to benefit from being invisible.
Excellent. Cool. Anything? Oh, you need to make your... If you're not doing anything else, Molfin, you need to make your saving
I'm
throw.
also going to... now, how well can I move being blinded?
I mean, you walked in, you saw a general scope of the room. These areas that are on the sides look like big sand mounds that have been pushed off to the side. That's why it's you can see the... Can you see the numbers on there? How it says plus 40, plus 30?
Yeah.
They're raised up, so you can climb up, basically.
So Molfin is going to sort of stumble climb up this hill.
Okay.
And then once more as a bonus action, Misty Step.
Yeah.
30 feet heading over this way. That's the wrong key. How do I do my measurement? No, not the pull up my image. There we go.
Perfect.
And that'll end it. And then that's a con save.
Con save for the blinded status.
Please, almighty Lord, let me be able to see so I don't kill my party.
You
Yay.
can see.
I can see clearly now.
Nice.
I'd say that is
Nice.
Oh, sorry, Ashlyn.
Ugh,
Seeing
I'm
her
so
sort of pulsing with
tired.
that green light.
At the end of your
so
turn,
tired.
Molfin, Iymrith looks towards you, and you see crackling electrical energy spring from her fingertips. She's using one of her legendary actions to fire off a static bolt at you.
Ooh.
It's an 18 hit.
That'll hit. Actually, you know what? As it starts coming over, Molfin is not feeling that and is going to cast Shield as a reaction.
Shield, as you just see, you block this static electricity, just zaps all around you and just dissipates into the sand mound at your feet. You. And then, Callista, you're up.
No, me, and I'm just gonna race at her.
Gonna head towards her?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my nat 20 to hit her.
Oh, nat 20. Yes. Gonna use the natural 20. And we'll go ahead and mark it off. So we don't have it on the map anymore. The nat 20 donated by Dan the Man, who gifted all of those awesome subscriptions earlier.
That was wild, yeah.
23 points of bludgeoning damage as this air elemental charges and slams into Iymrith.
One more. 27 to hit.
27 will hit for 18 bludgeoning on top of the 23. Slamming into Iymrith. 2 massive impacts to the gut. Okay, anything else?
And I'm also going to no, I think that's it for now.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay. The start of the turn of the Type 1 Malisons. They are both affected. How much damage did you say that was?
33.
35. Okay.
Oh, 35.
So they take the 35. They're still up.
And they now have
1 point of
they're
exhaustion.
glowing and they're 1 level of exhaustion. So they have disability on, I believe that is ability checks.
Okay, perfect. This one is going to slither forward, seeing that Ashlyn is in a tough way right here with everything going on. Type 1 moves up towards Ashlyn, still in the glow. Can make 2 melee attacks, but go and use a bite once. So it's going to go ahead and use a scimitar against you as it goes to swipe across your leg. A 22.
That will not hit.
No, will not hit. And then a bite.
That
Will not hit either. It's trying. It's trying. All it can. This one's going to go and move out of the aura over here. Gets to there and is going to fire an arrow towards Diana. Got good line of sight towards her. So it can make 2 ranged attacks. So 2 longbows coming to Diana. An 18.
Ugh.
Does that hit?
Yes.
You take the 3 piercing damage, but poison does not affect you. So you just take 3 points. And the second shot is an 11, which I think you're going to deflect with your shield. At the end of their turn, Iymrith is going to reach out and try to grab Callista, Air Elemental, as electrical energy starts to zap through her hands with another shocking grasp. A 14.
Nope.
Nope, it doesn't do it. So it's unable to get purchase on your form with you billowing around with your wind and as an air elemental, and the electrical energy just seems to zap into the ground from her fingertips. Ah, stay still. And we go to the type 3, which also takes the damage. 35 points from Mulfin, as they are now. Looks like some of them are just trying to hold their hold everything down in their stomach as they're sickened by this terrible gleaming light mystical energy that's in the middle of the room. Moves out, gets to about right here. Seeing Lachlan back there, I believe this one's going to take a shot at Lachlan. Can make 2 ranged attacks. So here comes 2 shots to Lachlan. That is a...
Okay.
I think when you're blinded, isn't that they have advantage? Is that true or not?
Yes, attack rolls.
Okay,
when
so
you're
it's
blind
a
have
14,
advantage.
Lachlan, I don't think is going to hit.
Yeah, that generally doesn't hit.
So you feel an arrow zing by you. And another one comes
that
by
mean?
at 23.
A 23 would normally hit, however, because of the mirror image.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you have to roll to see what it targets.
So it's when it targets me with an attack, roll a d20 to determine what it hits. So I guess I roll that 1d20.
Yes, roll d20.
So I rolled a 5. They have to roll a 6 or higher. Oh wait, if I have to roll a 6 or higher to change the attack target duplicate. So no,
So
it hits
it
me.
hits you. Yes. So
Yeah.
you are going to take 9 points of piercing damage as this one hits you in the thigh. Ugh.
I smack one of my duplicates up the head like, what are you doing?
Excellent. That ends
turn.
their turn. And that brings us back to the top of the order with King Hecaton, who is finding it difficult now to get close. So shifts over and is going to try to fire another one of these massive bolts. As he quickly loads his ballista and fires it towards her.
I'm jealous.
A 23 is enough to hit. And it zaps into her. Fortunately, it doesn't do as much damage as you would think.
1d6.
Okay. That ends its turn, and on number 20, the lair fires off again. Let's see here.
Oh, isn't that what blinded us last time?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, this one's going to be interesting. I got to see how this is going to work.
Between the lair and Molfin, I'm gonna die.
Okay.
I'm blind. Give me a break, man.
It looks like I'm going to get Ashlyn, both air elementals, the Wraith, Diana, and Iymrith in this.
Okay.
Oh.
But everybody needs
Yeah.
everybody needs to make a dexterity saving throw as lightning begins to just crawl along the walls and zaps from the top corner down in a line right through everyone. And it just seems like Iymrith just stands there and it doesn't affect her at all.
Gotcha.
It's just
Oh,
lightning
we had a
ripples off of her
disadvantage
fingers.
because we're blinded.
If you are blinded, I believe, say, as dexterity saving throws? I don't know if saving throws are a disadvantage.
Yeah.
I bet not.
I don't know.
It fails
I
any
bet it's only
check.
target.
No, it only says ability check. It doesn't say anything about saving throws.
Okay, so you don't make it with disadvantage. If it doesn't specifically say in the condition, then you're good. Blinded.
Yeah, attack
Yeah,
rolls have
yeah.
advantage.
Attack rolls, but it doesn't say And it says your attack rolls have disadvantage.
Okay.
So, whoa, a natural 20 for Diana.
Hell yeah!
Very good. Callista, your air elemental. I
We're
believe-
both out.
Yeah, I think you're both.
That's okay. We have resistance.
You're both gonna fail
Ooh.
that.
That's fine.
Air elemental was a deliberate choice.
Yes. Resistance is beach.
Okay, if you made a 15 or above, you take half of 11 points of lightning damage. If you failed, if you evasion, you take none. If you failed, you take all 11 points of lightning damage as this lightning
take half.
zaps through the room.
Gotta love wraiths and air elementals having lightning resistance.
Lightning resistance, so they automatically take half. Yeah, that's right. Cool.
That's 2 points of damage. It's
Excellent.
like this wraith floating in front of her face is just.
All right, it's the air elemental's turn.
Good. Oh, so I already put down the damage it took.
Okay.
First I'm gonna see if it recharges. It recharges. Okay, so it's going to do 2 slam attacks and another whirlwind.
Okay.
So they're with disadvantage because they're still blinded. 11 and 18.
18 will not hit, and 11 will not hit as well.
Okay,
So
then
both of
she
those
needs to
miss.
make a strength saving throw.
Another strength saving throw for Iymrith.
Yep.
Okay, strength save. It's a 21.
Okay, so she takes half of 15.
Half of 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Come on,
And then-
roll 20.
It's going to move closer to Ashlyn, but still stay within range.
Okay. Perfect. And Air Elemental's turn? Is that Air Elemental still
Yep.
blind?
Oh, I have to make a save.
Yep. It is
no.
still blind. Here, I'm going to put, so we don't forget, I'm going to put like a little eyeball, or is there like an eyeball?
Should be.
If there's an eyeball symbol, that would make it perfect, but I don't think there is.
This one, I've got it.
You got it? Okay, cool. If
Yeah.
you're blinded, if you guys can put that eyeball on your token, just so we remember,
Yeah.
because we're probably only going to make it to the end of this combat round for this this session. So, Diana,
The bleeding eyeball?
yeah, it's like a bleeding,
bleeding
eyeball.
eyeball.
Do you see it? I'll see if I can find it for
Yeah,
you.
I got it.
Zos. There's a bleeding eyeball.
Okay,
There it is. Because you're
Thank
still
you.
blinded,
Because
right?
you know, yeah,
Okay, Diana,
Okay.
you're up. You still have
All right.
sand in your eyes. You can't see.
yeah. I'm gonna take another swing with the mace.
Okay, another blind swing with disadvantage.
Did it roll?
Not yet. There it is. You rolled an 18. Unfortunately, that is not enough to hit Iymrith as it slams down into the ground once again.
Okay, that's. And now I'm gonna do my with my
Constitution save? Yeah?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is not enough. You are
This is such crap.
Of all things in the world, I never knew these little chintzy lair actions was going to be what was going to kill you guys the most.
Yes.
Seriously,
Yeah, Michael.
I need to. Also, I need to pee. I went on break, but I need to again.
Sure.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna mute myself and
Sure.
plug in my headset into my phone.
You're good.
You know, if you're
Okay, you're good. Ashlyn, you're up.
Has she taken any damage so far?
Yeah, it looks like she's been taking some hits from the air elementals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is she have a constitution? Does she have a concentration spell on me?
No, what caused the slow
Oh,
on you
bummer.
was the sculpture.
Oh, the sculpture?
The sculpture is
Ooh,
what
I
did
hate
it to
that
you.
thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're currently blind and slowed.
Yeah, I'm gonna move out of this,
Yeah,
Right,
you
I'm
did.
thinking-
Yeah, you did take. Did you take that 35 points of
Yeah, I
damage?
did.
Okay.
Yep, I already took that. So I'm gonna take that, and then I'm going to...
Oh, and you're also exhausted too. So you have
yeah.
disadvantage on
Level.
ability checks, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll put that one there. And slowed. What would be a good symbol for slowed?
A foot?
Yeah, there's a boot there. I'm gonna put that boot on you so we know.
Like a car.
Alright.
Yeah, there's
So I'm gonna-
there's so many things on Ashland's token right now. It's
I know,
crazy.
I'm so sad right now.
Well, it's a
Alright.
big token, so.
So, I moved out of Sickening Radiance. Who would have gotten an attack of opportunity on?
Oh, good point. Those two Yanti.
Okay.
Yes, the two Yanti, a type 1 and a type 2. So they're. Are
Okay.
you gonna move out of there?
Yeah, but I would have made an attack on one.
Okay.
So just, like, I know it's at disadvantage, but I would have done, my Step 101.
Which one?
Well.
Disadvantage is gonna miss anyway because you're blind.
Okay.
So you slam into the
Alright,
ground
hold
beside
that
it.
one.
But with mobile, he doesn't get an attack of opportunity on me.
Okay, so he doesn't. Does the other one?
No.
The other one doesn't either.
The other one does.
The other one does. Okay, so the type 2 is gonna go ahead and take a quick swipe at you. Make a quick bite attack. A critical
course.
hit.
Yeah, okay.
11 points
So-
of piercing. You don't take the poison.
Okay, that's 11. That's fine. And then I'm gonna use my inspiration to try to save my wisdom.
Okay, yeah.
So 20.
I think 20 is good enough, Mulfin, right? To break. Is that to save on your. Or is that to save on the slow?
Sickening Radiance.
No, not on the Sickening Radiance.
The
to
slow.
Save on the slow.
Slow.
Oh,
Yes,
slow.
you do succeed. And you are no longer slowed.
Nice.
Okay.
So that was the end of your turn, I believe. So
Yeah,
Yeah, and I have
sticking
to do-
radiance you don't save on. If
It's
you
just-
fail to save,
it's just.
it's there.
It's just. As long as the spell's in effect, it
But I do have
stays.
to make a con. Can I make the con save too, or is that a separate turn?
You can make the con save, yes. Yeah, make the con
Okay.
save. Yeah, you always make that.
Okay, now
You're
I'll-
still
I'll fail
blind.
Okay, I'm still blind. But I'm not slowed anymore. Okay, gotcha.
Not slowed anymore, nope.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for shopping. Iymrith's turn. She gets all of her legendary actions back. It's actually going to try to reach out towards that elemental again. That's tormenting her right in front of her.
Me or the other elemental?
You. One that's
Okay.
right in front of her. Is going to go ahead and use, once again, another shocking grasp as it tries to reach out and grab you. That's a critical hit.
Oh no.
16
Wow.
points of lightning damage zaps through
Half.
the air half because you're resistant to it.
Good for you.
So what is that? 8?
8 points. Yes, 8 points of lightning damage. And
Okay.
she's pretty comfortable where she's at. She's going to stay put.
Hmm.
That brings us to the Wraith.
Okay. So, is it still considered flanking with the other air elemental or no?
Not
think so.
right now. No, because it was flanking with Ashland before, and
Yeah.
Ashland moved away.
So, if it moved right over here, right next to the light, would it be flanking with it?
It would, but you're in the same, you'd be in
Yeah.
the Sickening Radiance, and you'd have to make that save for your Wraith.
And, it'll stay where it is and just try to wail on her.
Try to wail on her, you got it.
And that is a 19.
Fortunately, it's still not enough
Okay. Just
to.
trying to swing at her face. And that's it. It's
That's
gonna
it?
hang there, flying around her face.
Your familiar wraith just like hissing at her. These purebloods go, and you watch as one just goes and then falls into the pit.
Good.
What?
Is dead.
Sickening radiance. It's their
Sickening
first
radiance.
Oh, okay.
The other one starts its turn there. So does that mean it has to make the save again?
Well, this is its first turn since then.
Since then, so it can move out without being affected. It's gonna charge. The Wraith and the Air Elemental are up a little bit, so it just has
It's
Diana.
Playing at this one's head.
So it's gonna run towards Diana. And technically, it's not gonna be out of that radiance yet. It's gonna run towards Diana. And it's going to make 2 scimitar attacks. 10's going to deflect. And a 15. I don't think a 15 is even going to be good enough.
Nope.
Nope. So both of those, Diana with her massive leg just lifts it out of the way as she's being attacked. No problem whatsoever. The type 2s go, and I believe this one... Did this one already take the damage?
I don't know if you marked any of them there. It's still that first round. It
Oh,
hasn't-
yeah. This one takes the damage and gets to move. Since Ashlyn is the closest, and Ashlyn's trying to run away. Oh, no, I didn't want to change the size of the token. I wanted to move the token. As this thing all of a sudden morphs, it runs after Ashlyn and is going to try to make an attack against her. 2 bite attacks.
Okay.
A 9 is going to miss. 17 is going to miss.
No. Yep.
Oh, wait. They have advantage against you. Because you're still blind.
19 and a 22. Still miss.
Still miss. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Monks. Gotta love them. I think this other one's a type 2 Malison down here. Yep, it's going to shift over next to Diana a little bit more. And take its 2 attacks against Diana. 2 bites. 9. Or wait. Diana's blinded too. It's a 19. It has advantage if you're blind.
Yeah.
Okay. So that being said, that one scimitar attack from above that rolled a 22 would have hit you as well. So you take 3 points of slashing for that scimitar, and you're going to take 6 points for a bite. So a total of 9 points of damage. And that brings us to Lachlan.
All right. I can't see, but I can hear.
Oh, you can hear. Yeah, there's a lot of
So-
stuff going on in here. It's a mess.
Yeah. I'm listening for Iymrith's heavy footsteps as I pull out the oath bow and I speak the words, swift death to those who have wronged me.
Do you have to be able to see the target?
Well, so I was looking that up actually, and
Uh-huh.
it looks like it's a no. I will paste. Let me know if you.
Okay, I mean, if it
I'm
doesn't say
missing something.
specifically, then I'm gonna roll it.
Yeah,
then.
it says when you knock an arrow, when you use this weapon to make a ranged attack, you can as a command phrase. It doesn't say an attack against a creature you can see.
It doesn't. So you can just imagine it in your mind. And it's
Oh, I'm imagining her. She blinded me. She blinded me.
Who blinds Lachlan? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I'm a sharpshooter.
So yeah, it's almost instinctively your bow is like it knows. It knows.
It's like finding gold on the beach. Like,
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, you can do that.
yeah. So the oath bow. So I guess my advantage and her disadvantage cancel out to it.
Be a normal
Here.
roll. Yep.
So I'm gonna do my attack roll, knocking a poison arrow
Knocking a poison
in
arrow.
case it hits.
Hey, roll. Do you have them all in the same quiver?
Good.
Oh, they'd be in the quiver of Alona, and it holds a lot of arrows, but I don't think it gives me choice.
Does
or
it have like a
anything.
separate
Or-
like? I'm just trying to see if you would
Yeah,
be able to
the
see.
one of Alona has different
so yeah, you could grab a
because I
poison
just
arrow.
gave them to my
No,
brother.
otherwise it would have been a random arrow.
A random arrow. Yeah, I was gonna make you roll
Oh,
percentage to see which
wild
one you
card.
grabbed.
I mean, I'm up for it.
18, unfortunately, is gonna miss,
Oh.
and it actually disappears back here and hits the wall behind somewhere.
Nice. So then I get to do my constitution to see if I
See
can,
if you can
see.
see again. Yep.
And it's a 15.
You can see again.
Yeah.
You are no longer blinded, Lachlan.
Nice.
Excellent.
End turn.
In turn. The sculpture's turn.
Oh.
Seeing that Ashlyn has pulled herself over here. Actually, the sculpture is still technically in the radiance.
But it still hasn't been my
It
turn.
hasn't been your turn yet, yes. So it's going to move out here next to Ashlyn. The sculpture of Dendar is going to try to constrict you.
Great. Love it.
Does a 29 hit?
Yeah.
You are currently grappled.
Okay.
As its tail wraps around you, you also take... I don't know why it didn't roll damage. Let me see if it'll roll damage if I do that. 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And for instances of magical resistance, this thing is a magical attacking creature.
Okay.
And as you are constricted, it's going to go ahead and make a bite attack against you.
Okay.
Because it can bite into you as well. With advantage is a 20.
That will not hit.
It actually bites itself. As it tries to bite into you. Just and that ends the sculpture's turn. So now you are currently grappled.
Mhm.
So find a nice token that says grappled and put that
Okay.
on your character as well.
Cool. I'm going to do the net.
At the end of the
Yeah, it comes like
sculpture's
merit
turn,
badges.
Iymrith reaches out with her hand and tries to grab that air elemental again. Callista. Another shocking grasp. another
Shopping grasp.
another shocking grasp. A 30 to
Oh, yeah.
hit. 18 lightning damage.
All right.
It'd be halved, I believe, for your air elemental.
Yep.
Zaps through you once again, bringing us to Molfin.
Okay, so seeing this thing is just keep going after people, Molfin is going to pick a spot just on the far side of Iymrith.
Okay.
Basically looking to get, let me grab my little measuring thingy here. It's like shooting over here. So I can get like this one in Iymrith. This one I want to take a point where I can get these three in a radius without hitting the air elementals or Diana. And Molfin is going to cast off. I'm just going to click on Iymrith for this one.
Okay.
But the radius is actually going to be a little further away, so it doesn't hit any of my party members now that I can see and know what I'm doing.
Sure, so you're going to get those two Malice, and those two Yuan-Ti and
It
Iymrith,
looks
right?
like the Pureblood,
Pureblood, type 1,
Iymrith.
and Iymrith. You got it. Mm-hmm.
And I'm casting Synaptic Shock. So all three of them need to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay, as you're casting that spell, Iymrith looks over towards you and begins to shudder with her, similar to what you do oftentimes. She's going to attempt to counterspell you. So I believe Synaptic Shock, since it's a higher level spell, I have to roll for.
And that's correct, but as she starts to counter, I'm going to counter her counter.
No! Gandalf and Saruman!
Yes.
Counter the counter spell.
Let me check something really fast. I believe you can counter, but there is something that she has that may still affect
Oh
your
no.
counter.
no.
Okay.
You always, as a dungeon master, have an ace in the hole.
She gonna counter the counter?
No, the
She has
counter.
two reactions.
The counter. Oh no! It says when successfully countered, so this will not take effect. So you have countered her counter. So the synaptic shock. So your reaction is gone, and so is hers.
Yep.
And
And then where I can see her, I'm going to burn one of my two portents, and she is going to roll a 9 on the die on her intelligence save.
Ooh, wonder what her modifier is.
she's going to use a legendary
high.
resistance to succeed. She expends a legendary resistance to succeed. Instead, So
Alright.
she has to make. Well, she succeeded. So they have to make a what save? Intelligence.
Intelligence
Oh,
save,
good
yeah.
God. Yonti pure blood intelligence. The
They're
a
probably pretty
6.
smart.
That's
Uh-oh.
a 6. A type 1 Malison. Let's see how they do. Intelligence. That'll be a 17.
I actually think that's going to make it. Where's my spell save DC? Yeah, they make that one makes it.
Beats it. So what
So,
happens?
Iymrith and the type 1 are going to take half damage. The pure blood takes full damage.
Okay.
So that is 27 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And the pure blood, assuming it is still alive, has muddled thoughts.
The pure blood falls to the ground
Huh.
in a gurgle and is motionless.
Okay.
The other one takes half damage, right? Half
Yeah,
damage
both
is
Iymrith
7,
and it
so
take half
that's
damage. So that's 13.
points of damage. It seems so. The Malison is still up, surprisingly enough. Iymrith
Okay.
takes 13 points of damage. Double check. That is psychic damage, right?
Psychic, yes.
Psychic. Oh yeah, she's gonna take that 13. Boom, boom, boom. 13 damage. Got it. Does that end that turn? That wizard back and forth countering stuff.
Molfen is going to use his movement again and move over. Not quite that close, but get down over here, and that'll end it.
Question in chat: you can cast 2 spells in a turn if it says in the description. For instance, counterspell is a reaction spell. So when Molfen cast his spell to Synaptic Shock, that was his action. But counterspell is a reaction spell, so he can react to someone reacting, as long as he is okay with losing his reaction to the start of his next turn.
And you can use one leveled spell, one cantrip if one of them is a bonus action.
True. Yeah, Jeremy Crawford argues with people on Twitter all the time about this. It says nowhere once in the rules does it say you can't cast 2 spells on a turn. He says that on Twitter all the time, but
It's only like if you use your
yeah, there's
bonus action to
specifications.
cast a spell, then your action can only be a cantrip.
Right, it is confusing.
Yeah.
So we just have a few more turns to go. Molfen, they finished your turn?
Yep.
Okay, so Callista, you're up.
Oof. Gonna hit her on the head.
Hit her on the head. Go ahead, make your attacks. Ooh.
1, 2.
Yeah, the first one is going to miss, but that second one definitely hits for 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
So I just come up with an uppercut as she's looking at Molfen.
Shoryuken!
Nice. Anything else, Callista?
I think I'm just gonna move over here, not in the light, but like right in between Diana and her.
Okay, perfect. End your turn?
Yes.
Type 1 Malisons. I think there's only one up here. He's gonna move over towards this. How high up is your air elemental right now?
How tall is she?
She's about 25 foot tall.
So she's like about 25 feet up.
Okay, so this Type 1 Malison is gonna go ahead and shoot arrows at the air elemental.
He has to make a save first, because he starts his turn in the...
Oh, he did. That crazy Type 1 Malison. Constitution, right?
I believe so. Let me just double check
A
here.
21.
Okay, so that'll save.
Save. So he's out. Fires 2 shots at the air elemental. A 22.
Yep.
That's 3 piercing and 7 poison. I'm not sure.
Immune to poison. And is this a magical weapon?
It is not.
So it takes half.
So 1 point of piercing damage.
Got it?
And a critical hit.
Okay.
So 15, half of 15. So
Half of
7.
15.
7 points of piercing on the second shot.
Got it.
These 2 arrows come zinging up. That ends the type 1's turn. That brings us to the type 3, which is over here. Moves closer. And it's just going to go ahead and take 2 quick shots at Diana, since you can see that Diana is constantly reaching up to her eyes, trying to get sand out of them. She's been blind this whole time. So, 2 longbow shots with advantage. 14 is going to miss. 23, I think, is going to hit. You take 5 piercing damage, Diana, as another arrow hits you. And at that, you just see Iymrith shoot her finger over towards Molfen once again, and this bolt of electrical energy comes flying out as she uses another one of her legendary actions to fire a quick static shock over towards a static bolt coming to Molfen. 25 to
Yeah,
hit.
that'll hit.
18 points of lightning damage, Molfen.
Yikes.
As it zaps into you. And she says, "Do you think this is over yet? It's just beginning, my friends." And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Because it's almost time for Zos to be at work. So-
Yeah. It is time to go through on it.
Oh, man.
Oh no, it's 12, 11, not 12. Sorry.
Excellent.
I don't-
Well, guys, make
Wow.
sure everybody has a
we have-
marker next to their symbols, because next week we will not be battling Iymrith next week, because Christy will not be able to join us. So we are going to do a special canon one-shot where everyone is going to play as a goblin in a group that Gum Gum has sent off to find a new home.
I'm so sad I'm missing this.
So this week, at some point, you guys need to get online, and we're gonna make
no.
goblin characters. I don't know what level yet, so let me send you a message. So make sure, Zos, you're checking your Discord.
Okay.
I'll send you.
I'm sorry. I know.
I'll send
I
you-
never check it.
I'll send you a message to let you know what level to make your goblin, and I will pull you guys over, and you guys will be sent by Gum Gum to find a new home for Queen Gum Gum's clan. This happened after Nightstone, but before you guys met back up with her. So that'll be our next adventure.
Does it mean we could potentially end the Storm King's Thunder module on episode 100?
We could. It's a
Shit.
very I anticipate this battle going for a little bit longer. It's going to be an extensive battle.
There's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it, and there's a lot of things going on. Plus, there's a bunch of stuff going on above.
Oh yeah.
So, anybody want to vote for a natural 20 for next week?
Dear God.
For next session?
That's
Strategically, what fits us in?
Yeah, who needs it right now?
Strategically, I think Ashlyn could really use it because I
Yeah.
don't know, she's like low on hit
I
points.
lost 60 health points.
And to get past the blindness and just,
Yeah.
get hidden
So,
with her
We need
giant.
to. I have a spell for you, Ashlyn. I should have given it to you earlier.
Okay.
I was
Sorry,
very.
guys.
cool. So, Ashlyn's
know
going to
my
get the nat
saves.
20 for next time? Because we believe
think
that
so.
she could use it.
Yeah.
She's our heavy hitter.
At
so
least
yeah.
to use on a
Yeah.
saving throw, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys. Those of you that tuned in and watched this episode, thank you so much. We're getting into the nitty gritty right here with the battle with Iymrith, the ancient blue dragon, who has not come into her blue dragon form quite yet. She's just standing there as a storm giant.
Oh,
So you guys haven't seen her in that dragon form that you've
I wonder how that works.
I
come
don't
into
want
contact with. I don't want to.
Oh no! Is it like Callista's shapeshifting, where like she doesn't?
It's a little bit more
Oh
complicated.
no!
Guess we'll find out in a couple weeks, right?
Oh no!
So if you're tuning in 2 weeks. Not next Friday. Well, tune in next Friday too, because it's going to be fun.
Okay.
But the battle will continue in 2 weeks as we see episode 99
boy.
of Storm King's Thunder. How the group handles this situation. So we will see. So and until next time, when Callista tells you to stay home, You should probably just stay home. And don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. Have a good night, everybody.
Okay, love you, bye.
See you guys next time.
Stay home.